And we are back with a brand new edition. Welcome back, my loves, besties. In case you are new here, we're all about manifesting SPs around here. It is not exclusive to SPs. I'm good at it all. You want to talk weight loss, SPs, business success, money, whatever, I got your back, because you know what? I've manifested all of the above. So I'm here to help you do the same. Okay. If you are new here, my name is Jen. Hey CC, I am your manifestation bestie, of course. And so I'm here to teach you how to leverage the law of assumption to work in your favor. I do not parrot law of assumption or Neville Goddard. Hey Jay. I'm here to teach you what works. I manifested my SP back from no contact to fully living with me in a matter of 4 weeks. So I'm here to help you do the same. Hey bestie. James, one of my favorites. You're all my favorites, but James is the man favorite. Hey, unapologetically me. Also, if you are interested in, hey Sonja, I just responded to you, bitch. And hey kitty cat. Hey Bevy. If you're interested in having me manifest for you so we can stop bullshitting around and you can stop wasting your time, then go ahead and all links are in the bio. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching with me so that I can figure out where you're going wrong and we can get it right so that your SP can start conforming today, then I just said all links are in the fucking bio. AJ, we need to figure out a time, bruh. Bitch, excuse me. Oh yes, I have a WhatsApp community. It is free at the current moment. So if you want to get in on that, hey Curly Pop. I love how I am harassing people already. If you want to get in on the action and you want to join the WhatsApp community, go ahead and click the link. I just said all links are in the bio. Jesus. Okay, it's there. So join us. Oh God, kitty cat. Okay, I'm gonna check it out, bitch. I'm gonna check it out. Hey Lisa. Also, I am not AJ, but I am available shortly after that or in the morning tomorrow, my time. We got to figure out the time, okay? What time is it where you're at right now? How about you drop that in the comments so we'll figure it out. So also, I go live every day at 10 o'clock Pacific time on here on the tube of the U. And so if you, hey Kathy, if you are, I'm thinking we might move it to Sunday because that's usually when, maybe we'll move it to Sunday for our happy hour session. If you ever miss a live, don't worry, it's on the tube of you. So you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel while you're there and let the replays play because my TikTok lives be long as fuck. And so you know what? Help me get my watch hours up so I can help more people understand they're in control and how to manifest their SP, the right way. Because there's a whole lot of trash out there on the internet, which is fucking stupid. Really stupid. Okay? So we're not about wasting time around here because some of you guys be trying some way out shit, some way out stuff. Hey, Josie, girlfriend. And I'm going to respond to your message too, girl. I love you, MKD. You're the best. Okay, let's see here what we got here. So I got some texting today, but he's not happy. Are you the one, CC, that sent me a text about him blaming you for some stupid shit? Fuck what he said. Fuck what he said. Don't even acknowledge it. Keep it platonic. Keep it platonic. And in here, no. I don't know who the fuck you think you're talking to that way. Not my perfect boyfriend. He doesn't blame me for shit. Okay? But we need to take a look at what your thought process is leading up to the text messages. Okay? And be honest with yourself. What are your thought processes leading up to that? Are you persisting in perfect boyfriend? If you are continuing to persist, he will turn around. Okay? This is hot and cold behavior. We don't tolerate that shit. We do not tolerate that. It's like hopping in a shower and somebody else hops in the shower and then, that shit turns cold. Ain't we like that crap? It annoys me, actually. Okay, so it's 18:05. That would be what? The fuck time is that? Military time? It's at 6 o'clock? Okay, that's 6 o'clock. At 6 o'clock. That's be hella late by the time I could talk to you today. But what about, 6 o'clock, but what about in the morning if I do 8:30 Then that is what fucking time is that? 8:30, 9:30. What about an hour and a half earlier than now, AJ? Does that shit work for you? So it'd be what? 4:30? Something around that? Something around that. Let me know if that works for you, because then I'll add you to the schedule there. Because I have like a whole lot of time built up. I just saw your message, Janelle. If you manifest for us, do we get any updates that you've started? Well, that depends. I mean, I guess I could send you an update that I've started, but I'm trying to, if you guys are getting the manifest with me, hey Queen, if you're getting the manifest for me thing, I need you to, when you send me a text, because I'm actually going to create a form for this so, I can keep myself organized. So probably by tomorrow I'll have a form. I just made the explainer video today that will go on the form as well as your email. But in the meantime, send me a text and be like, the first sentence should be like, manifest for me. Okay. So I know that that's who you are, because I got to put them in a Google Drive and save them that way so I can keep myself, organized and make sure nobody's slipping through the cracks. So that would fucking suck, So, but I do get started right away, especially when I talk to you. But some of you I haven't talked to yet, so I want to make sure that we can get started right away. Ooh, how pretty. You know what I mean? So some of you guys had to go into jail. Okay, perfect. Some of you guys had to go to jail. Hey, Matthew. And let me just tell you, if you wind up in jail twice, then, it's kind of like going back to jail in the real world, right? Then the punishment is steeper. You get lashes. I'm just kidding. But you're going to stay in there twice as long, because that's what we're here to do, is keep you on track. Okay? That will be okay. Yes, AJ. That's right, Glitter Sparkles. You're on fire, bitch. You are on fire. Good, CC. I love you, Matthew, always. Do you know that? Yes, I do, Lisa. Yes, I do. Okay. Bex, put that shit back to the top, bitch. Okay? Last Thursday, that's a week ago. Like, bump it up. If you don't hear back from me same day, bump it up. I am bringing on somebody, okay? I did bring somebody on that's going to help alleviate, and you guys will meet her, okay? I told you guys will never, hey Jojo, you guys will never not know if I bring somebody on the team, okay? I will introduce you to her. But she's very good. She manifested her SP back. Hello, because that's the only people that will ever work with you guys. But she's amazing. She's amazing. I thought she was Australian. She's not. She's from the UK. But that's okay. That's okay. But that will start probably next week so that you guys can get very timely responses. So we're going to tag team the shit, okay? It does not mean that you won't work with me, okay? Don't trip. Don't trip. She's just going to head it, and then I will come in and, check you when you get out of line, give you some advice and so forth like that. But at least you're getting timely ass responses for things, because there's a whole lot. There's a whole lot going on. Okay, and I want to make sure that you guys get the support that you need. You're working too much. Oh man, Katie, you're the best, bitch. I love you. Girl, I'm working too much on my SC. What the fuck is an SC? What the hell's an SC? Anyone know what an SC is? Lisa, I need a picture of your man. I think you already sent that to me. And I need his name and I already know your name. There's that part. Oh, self-concept. Okay, thanks. I told you guys, I don't do acronyms. If it ain't SP or gutter trash, I don't do acronyms. Or BRB or WTF, I don't do acronyms. I have no idea. You do not need to work on self-concept like that. That's fucking stupid. That's stupid. Somebody in my group was trying to get you guys to all believe that you had a low-ass self-concept. You don't. In fact, you don't even need to work on self-concept like that. Like, literally look at it this way. Like, every time you go to the bathroom, look at your badass self in the mirror and be like, I'm bad as fuck. I have a great self-concept. Job done. Just do that every time you go to the bathroom. Just do that every time you go to the bathroom. That's literally all you need. You don't need to sit there and affirm your life away for self-concept. I think that's fucking stupid. And the only way I would affirm for self-concept is if there's gutter trash involved, right? If there's gutter trash involved, then yeah, you want to affirm for self-concept just to make sure that you're not viewing her as a fucking threat to you, right? But the affirmations for self-concept are also designed for SP, right? So it's like, no one compares to me. That's self-concept. That depends. It's up to you. You get both, okay? So if you do whoever just texted me right now, I'll just respond to you in the WhatsApp. But yeah, you don't need to do that. I hate when people out here lead you to believe that you need a stellar self, that you need to just work on self-concept. I have, Lisa. I have. But you're confusing me because you're like, I talked to you 2 days ago. Bitch. I have a lot of people, so I'm just like, okay, I'm trying to keep myself as organized as possible. That's why I told you guys, if I download your SP's picture, don't get weirded out, okay? How else am I supposed to have their pictures with their names, okay? I can't filter through text like that because if I do, then I'm going to lose my mind and get confused. So I'm not going to do that, okay? Plus, here's the thing that you need to understand. If I'm not going to sit here and I don't need to give you updates for fucking what? For what? What do you want me to update you on? You want me to send you a text every day saying I'm working on it? No, because that's not how this works. Okay, you guys need to just know that I know exactly what I'm doing and just let it ride. That's what you guys need to just know. Okay, you don't need an update because that's like, well, what do you think he's gonna contact me so I can give you the update? No, that's not how this works. So instead, just know that it's working and it's working right now and you need to play your part, okay? You need to play your part. It's no different than when they come back. Let's say you're manifesting your SP by yourself. There's no difference than when they come back. You need to keep them. And the way you're going to keep them is by persisting in perfect boyfriend, the version of them that you want and expect them to be for you. You need to start that now. Okay, you can't just turn on the switch when they show up. That's not how that works. Okay, you need to discipline yourself now because let's say I'm manifesting for you and all of a sudden that man texts you today. What's your game plan? What's your game plan? Because if you think I'm going to do this dog and pony show with you for fucking 6 months because you can't get a grip and you keep fucking shit up every time he comes back and then you fuck shit up and then he comes back, then he fucks shit. I'm not going to do that. Okay, I'm not going to do that because it's going to piss me off. And trust me, you'll know. And so I'm not going to do that. So my job here is to set you up for success. So when you see the movement, when they start to cut, because it's going to unfold naturally. That's what you have to understand. They're not just going to drop out of the sky on your porch. Like, it's fucking stupid. It's going to unfold naturally. A natural chain of events will happen as if it happened naturally. Okay, nothing is natural. It's all manifestation. But you guys have to start disciplining your ass now. Okay, self-concept should not be at that. I mean, everyone should have a good self-concept. But I told you guys that all you have to do is tell yourself you have a good self-concept. I have a great self-concept. My self-concept is top-notch, perfect. That's all you have to tell yourself. You don't have to have all these affirmations for self-concept unless there's gutter trash. If there's gutter trash, then you affirm for self-concept in a way where gutter trash goes away, okay? But at the same time, you are, hey Diamond, you are, what's it called? Exactly, like Cece, Channing, you're in a Cece. I'm a badass bitch. Job done. Self-concept done. Like, you guys should not have to work on this stuff. Instead, you just remind yourself of who the fuck you are, right? Like, literally, that's all you have to do is wake up every day and before you get your happy ass out of bed is be like, I'm a badass bitch. Like, I get what I want and I get it when I want it. No one compares to me, period. We're all done. Self-concept done. And remind yourself that your SP, I don't know where you guys think self-concept is this huge thing. Your SP already chose you. Remind yourself of that. Like, no, I've already been chosen. I've been chosen numerous fucking times, because unless this is your only relationship, which I highly doubt, you have been chosen multiple times by multiple people. So where you got a self-concept problem? You don't. You don't. But what you do is keep telling yourself you do, which is creating an assumption that does not benefit you. And I've told you, you guys need to watch everything that comes out of your mouth and everything that's in your brain, okay? What are you thinking about and what comes out of your mouth? Because I told you guys this before, there's a lot of things that you may not think about all the time, but you certainly say it and you don't give it another thought, right? It's just words. I was talking to somebody yesterday about this, and she realized that she had this block, but it wasn't a thought block. It was something that she would just naturally say, not realizing that it fucks it up, okay? And because there's a difference, we need to leverage, right? Everything is about leveraging. So it's like, you can have a stellar self-concept, but your self-concept can also be your worst enemy. Yeah. Because even if you have a stellar self-concept, you need to work on making that work for you instead of against you, right? So you can't, because this is against you, right? So you can't, because this is realizing self-concept to your SP without or to people in general, without realizing what you're doing, right? So the words that come out of your mouth are just as important as the thoughts in your head. And really, the words that come out of your mouth are even more important, because you don't give that shit another fucking thought. You just say it. You know, like when it came to my child's dad, right? Father, whatever you fucking want to call him. When it came to him, I would find myself saying, I never thought about this, like, because who the hell would waste the energy? And I wouldn't think about it, but when people would talk about it, I would just randomly be like, well, yeah, he never pays his fucking child support. He's a fucking loser. Never thought about the guy, ever. It's been like 14 years. So I never really thought about the guy, but that's always been my natural response if somebody talks about her dad or her father or any of that type of stuff. That's just been my response. I've never thought, I don't think about it. Okay, but because I say it, he has to conform to my assumptions of him. So even though you're not repeating that shit like a broken ass record, you're certainly saying something that is implying the opposite of what you want, which keeps it right in place. So you can't do that. So you need to become aware, like hyper aware of the things that are coming out of your fucking mouth, because that's still showing up, right? You may not think of him as a deadbeat, but you may go around and when people mention him, you're like, yeah, he's fucking avoidant and a loser. He's an asshole. But you're not thinking about it like that, right? But then he has to continue to be that way. You didn't give it a second thought. Okay? So be careful with that, because what you speak about and what you think about, you bring about. Keyword, speak about too. Okay? It's not just your thoughts that are manifesting. It's what the fuck you're saying as well. And you don't have to say it to your SP. You could very much say it to a friend, to your family, to anybody. And that's manifesting. So therefore it goes against what it is that you want, right? So that's where I said self-concept is cool, but it can also hurt you too if you don't leverage self-concept to work in your favor, because that's what it's all about here. We don't, oh my God, Mystical Willow, put out fires in your work and personal life, okay? But don't worry about it. We got this. We got this. Good, Nicole. Good. Good. You need to have a level of self-concept because you have to put yourself on that pedestal, right? But you don't need to sit there and tear yourself apart and think that if it's not working out, it's a self-concept thing. It's not. It's not. But you need to put in the work. You need to start seeing yourself as the person that he desires, the person that he wants to be with. Why wouldn't you? Right? If you see yourself as less than, well, then what the fuck? That means he's on the pedestal. And that's where you guys have to be honest with yourselves. Are they on the pedestal or are you on that pedestal? I'm not saying you have to look at them like a piece of shit, because that's obviously not your perfect boyfriend, right? But you have to look at how you think about him through the day. Are you obsessively, are you obsessed with them? then they're on the pedestal, right? Perfect boyfriend and unhealthy obsession is very, very different, okay? Where you are like everything you naturally say about them, just absolutely, you rave about them. I had to tell somebody this because I said, you need to be honest with yourself. I was like, I hate to break it to you, but you can say you're on that pedestal all day, but you are not. I was like, she very much is on that pedestal. And he's like, how? So I said, because you're dangerously obsessed with her to the point where it's unhealthy in the fact that you're thinking about her. Because that's what you have to look at, is if you're doing all the work and you're looking at them in such a great light, but they're not conforming, that means they're on the pedestal. That doesn't work. That means that in your mind, you're chasing them. That's right, Nicole. That's why we're friends, bitch. That's why we're besties, because who the fuck is patient? I'm not patient. And I'm going to get what I want, and I'm going to get it when I want it. So if I got to do the photo method and I got to rampage my shit and I got to affirm all day long to ensure it comes tomorrow, that's exactly what the fuck I'm going to do. Because ain't nobody got time to waste. And as you can see with Nicole, in 4 days, she's getting movement. It's all it takes. It's not that difficult. It takes discipline. It literally takes discipline. And that's what you guys have to remember. I love that. Matthew, what the fuck, are you new here? We do the photo method every day on my live. And then I have it pinned to, I have version 1 pinned to the top of my page. So if you go to my page, it's got like 38,000 views. Okay. That's what it has there. And so you can watch that. But it's the photo method where you tell their ass what to fucking do. You don't need to do much. No, it'll be a Google Meet. You don't need to do much to prepare for the call. You just need to know what the fuck you want from him. Like, what is it that you need? No, I just need him. Actually, Matthew's not a dude. I thought he was a dude until she said her name. And I was like, that's not a dude. No, AJ, I'm not going to run a background check on your SP. I just need their name and photo. And your name, of course. Yeah. Diamond, it's okay, man. I made the same mistake. Oh, you are? Okay. Okay, Matthew is... You're fucking confusing me, Matthew, because I thought the same thing. I thought you were a man, because like, who has a man as the profile name, right? But then you were like Sasha. I thought you said like, my name is Sasha. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, got it. Now we're on the same page here. Sasha's the husband. Makes sense. That's a very Russian name. So Matthew is a dude and his husband is Sasha. Now we're on the same page. That is true. Sasha does sound like a girl's name. Yes, you do, Cece. His name and then yours if it's not Cece. Okay. But a lot of you guys send me a text message like I'm supposed to be fucking psychic and know who the hell you are. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like, I don't know who this is and I don't know the name. I don't know your name. Nothing. So, you know, I mean, I'm a level of psychic, but, so I hope that helps, because if you're chasing your SP in your mind, then that means they're on the pedestal. Okay. You don't have to physically be chasing them, but if you're like raving about this person, because that's where I had to jump on the phone before and said, something is wrong, because unless you're lying to yourself or lying to me, which I don't highly recommend you do, because how the fuck can I help you if you lie to yourself or that you lie to me? Okay. I don't need to hear what you want me to hear. I need to hear your language and I need you to be honest, because then I can help you. Okay. But so I jumped on the phone. I said, no. You talk about this girl way too good, like way too good, where we could all be so blessed. Okay. I was like, something's fucking wrong. Something's wrong. And that's exactly what it was. But until they realize that, I can tell you what the problem is, but I can't make you switch it, okay? So if you're going to keep them on that pedestal, you're going to forever do the chasing, and guess what's going to happen? They're going to forever pull away. That's just how this works until you put yourself on the pedestal, okay? And don't get fucking triggered by every juvenile adolescent thing they fucking do, okay? Because a lot of you guys will say things like, well, if he wants to go. What the fuck does that mean? If he wants to go. What are you talking about? If he. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. So we're not going to do that, okay? We're not going to do that anymore. Okay. Who might die? Who might die? Your feelings when knowing better, it was there with him at night, sleep with him. I guess I triggered. Okay, Divine Valley. Why the fuck would you want to think about that? Why would you want to think about, thanks, Moles. Why on earth would you want to think about him sleeping with gutter trash at night? You know, here's the thing. So while you're spending time, right, we all have the same amount of time. So while you're spending time daydreaming and fantasizing about your man being in a bed with a whole nother broad, you could spend that time affirming the opposite or affirming gutter trash away. Because what you're forgetting, Divine Valley, is that you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So your job is not to question a goddamn thing. A goddamn thing. You're pre-assuming shit, and you need to stop doing that. For all you know, if you're doing what I said and affirming for gutter trash to go away and changing your assumption about gutter trash, for all you know, that bitch is on the couch. But no, instead you'd rather think about them laying in bed together. Fuck that. You know what? You want to know what I thought about? Her being on the couch. And again, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes, okay? So when we were talking about everything and everything came to light, it was completely, if I would have let my mind go there, what was going on behind the scenes was completely opposite of what you're assuming now, okay? You're assuming the worst versus, and making up shit in your mind versus assuming what you want to assume, okay? I didn't even think about that shit, because for fucking what? For what would that benefit me to think that way for? Because I can see you getting triggered. I would certainly get triggered too. I'm sure everybody on here would get triggered if they imagined their SP sleeping next to some fucking body else. Who wouldn't get triggered by that shit? Like, that's not the vibe. So why the fuck are you doing that to yourself? Instead, because I'm telling you, you know, before I started, when I was doing the law of attraction shit, he confirmed a lot of things after that I didn't know. Like, you know, and that things were not good. But you're over here thinking things are peachy fucking king in his home with her. Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to do that? I stayed focused. I didn't have any time to think about what was going on behind the scenes because I stayed focused. But I'm telling you, this is discipline, because here's where you guys piss me off the most, is you guys get triggered. I talked about this yesterday. You guys get triggered by the stupidest shit. But you don't understand. I would actually do things. I mean, granted, obviously in hindsight, probably wasn't good, right? But again, I was just like all of you. Okay? The guy lived one building away from me. So it was hard to not be nosy, right? It's different if the guy lives hours from you, okay? But one building away. I'd like to snoop. I would. So I would walk by at night, like a creep in the fucking night, to be quite honest. Like, let's be honest what that looks like, right? As I'm wearing a whole ass fucking bathrobe and slippers, and my bathrobe is not quiet and subtle. But that's what I would do, just to see what was going on behind the scenes. I literally would put myself in situations that y'all would have been triggered by. But I reframed it. Like I literally, because I could see in the balcony, only at night, because obviously it's dark and the lights are on, right? And I'd flip whatever fucking story I wanted it to mean. Okay, in the bedroom. Oh yeah, that's because he's playing his video games. Oh yeah, he eats dinner every night alone in his bedroom. You have to make up stories like that. You can't make up stories that don't serve you. Okay. So like I said, if I could flip that shit. Oh, how did I deal with it? I'm telling you. I flipped it. I made up my own shit. Like, no, I never even thought about them sleeping together, to be quite honest. No. She sleeps in the kids' room. She's a roommate. She sleeps in the kids' room. That's how I looked at it. I viewed her as nothing but a roommate. But then I told you, I made my assumptions of her and affirmed her away. But I viewed her as nothing but a roommate. Nothing but a roommate. That's it. Because why would I want to go there in my mind? Because who wouldn't get triggered? Who wouldn't be sad about that? You know what I'm saying? So like, especially if they're living together, who wouldn't be sad about that shit? So you have to create stories. This is where the delusional part comes in. You need to create stories that serve you a benefit and be like, no, actually, she's just a roommate. And she's fucking going away anyway. He fucking hates her anyway. So bye. That's what you have to do. You have to make up stories. You literally have to make up stories. I'm not in his place ever. So I had to make shit up. So if I can literally put myself in situations that would trigger me, so can you. I would do certain things, as strange as it sounds, but that's when I learned to discipline myself. Okay? So, I mean, I can go into the stories. Because you guys know I'm petty as fuck, but I'm not going to go into the stories because that's old fucking news. That's old news and that's old history. And I don't feel like talking about it anymore. But I'll tell you how to get rid of gutter trash because I've done it and I'm good at it. And I'll help you navigate through your situation. Okay? But I've closed that chapter in my life because the dump truck already came to pick her up. Okay, let's see here. You talk about how you did it, bro. This is when, exactly. So take him at his word, Divine Valley. Take him at his word. Because again, what is the game plan when you guys get back together? You're going to sit there and question everything? You can't. You have to at some point trust him. At some point, you have to take him at his word. I did. I certainly did. And I would certainly take that I would certainly take what he said as his word because it benefits you. It benefits you. I was told the same thing. I was told the exact same thing, but with the opposite. So I took him at his word. In fact, I was like, hell yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Literally. That's what you have to do. Okay. You have to trust him at some point because here's the thing. Let's say you send gutter trash packing, right? And she goes to the dumpster. You will create a new gutter trash. If you continue to question everything he's saying, if you continue to question everything he's doing, you'll just recreate somebody new. Why the fuck do you want that shit? I certainly don't. So no, you have to take him at his word. You have to trust him. Think about a relationship, okay? A relationship is all about trust. You have to trust that person, or why the fuck would you be with them if you can't trust them, right? So you need to start trusting him. And so start trusting him and taking him at his word now. Take him at his word now, because I certainly did, and it all proved true. So take him at his word. Do you understand, Divine Valley? Amanda, what the fuck is going on with you? Diamond, what are you mad about? Exactly, Nene. Ain't nobody trying to think about that shit. I'm not going to say I did it. You guys have heard my story. I did nothing but sit on the couch and cry. And cry. and cry and cry and cry. And then I went down the whole law of attraction rabbit hole, right? I understand emotions being intense in the beginning. Let's say you break up and then you find out about a gutter trash. Yeah, I can totally see an emotional spiral, like being in your feelings about it. Cause that's how I was. I was like, what just happened? Cause obviously I manifested that, but I was like, but when it was confirmed, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I didn't fucking cry. I've told you guys this numerous times. I literally shut my life down for like 2 months. I would cancel a lot of coaching calls to the point where the guy I was partnering with was like, are you okay? Because you've been different. And I was like, I need to pick my shit up. What the fuck? I'm a grown ass woman. Okay. So I decided and I was going through the law of attraction thing where I was literally like 2 hours before work, I'd get and do all my fucking things. I had 5 minutes before a fucking call, do all my things. I did not work on my business at all. I didn't do shit. And then I said, well, how's this working out? How you feeling about this shit? It's not helping me. So I got to get a grip. I have to get a grip. So I went and I disciplined myself. I started assigning positive meaning to everything. I started making up shit in my own head. Because what was the alternative? What was the alternative? To think about how happy they are together? That doesn't help me out, right? That's going to keep me in that funk. So I'm not going to sit there and think about how happy he is with somebody else and how she's just everything. No, absolutely not. So I turned it all around. Okay. I had to make it benefit me. So I would like literally sit there like at the pettiest shit. I'd be like, he had his place, right? So I'd be like, so of course, it was not hard for me to be like, no one compares to me. Cause I was like, literally she's taken over his place. Like, she doesn't even have her own fucking place. Like, so I would literally turn that shit around. Like pathetic vibes. Like everything was just pathetic to me. Right. And I was like, well, that's sad. What a sad excuse. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. Because I held my own shit down. Always. Right. I've always had my own place. I've always taken care of my daughter. Like 100%. I've never needed, and I always set that intention for myself because I've never wanted a relationship where I needed somebody for something. I wanted a relationship where we were together because we wanted to be together and because we love each other, we care about each other, but not because I need a place to stay, right? Not because I need someone to help me take care of my daughter financially. No, because I made the decision when I was pregnant to leave my child's father pregnant because because he had a drinking problem. And to the point, we all know I like to have cocktails too, but it was to the point where like he pulls up while I'm pregnant with a 6-pack on his driver's seat and a beer can in his cup holder. I was like, is this your game plan when our child's born? And so I made that decision to leave. So I also made the decision to support my child, okay, on my own. And so that's always how I've ran things. So it wasn't hard for me to flip that shit because I was like, well, obviously no one compares to me, right? And so forth. So I flipped everything I gave the meaning I wanted it to mean. Because you have no confirmation of the opposite. See, that's the thing is I had no confirmation of the opposite. We were in no contact. Okay. So if you're in no contact, I had nothing to confirm the opposite. So I made up whatever the fuck I chose to believe, whatever I wanted to believe, because that would serve me a benefit. Okay. That would help me discipline myself by being like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I told you, emotions have nothing to do with manifesting divine value. Why are you acting like this is your goddamn first day here? Divine value, emotions have nothing to do with manifesting. They don't. But what you do is affirm through it. So instead of thinking about him being in a bed and sleeping with her, even though he told you the opposite, okay? So now you're crying and you're sad in your emotions because you're thinking about an event that you're making the shit up in your mind. So why not take him at his word and be like, yeah, that's right. Of course she's on the couch. Why? Because she's packing up her shit and she's leaving. That would serve you a much better benefit. Thanks, Kimberly bitch. That would serve you a lot better purpose, would it not? To take him at his word. Because what answer were you looking for? And I'm willing to bank on the fact that you tend to talk about her to him. Because a lot of the things that he tells you, let's think logically, how conversations flow. Okay? Logically, how conversations flow is somebody doesn't just be like, ring-a-ding-a-ding, hey, I just want to let you know that gutter trash, she sleeps on the couch. Or I just want to let you know I'm sleeping on the couch. That's not how that conversation flows. It's not how that goes. But I'm willing to bank on the fact that you're talking about her. You're asking questions, which I fucking tell you guys not to do. So you're asking questions, and now he's telling you the answer. But eventually, if you don't knock the shit off and change that shit in your mind, you're going to ask him again. And guess what he's going to tell you? Everything you don't want to hear. Because there's no way that man is just spewing that shit out of his mouth on his own. Okay? Because that's not how conversations flow. But you ask questions, which means you're breathing life into her. You're viewing her as competition. You have her right now on the pedestal in your own goddamn reality. You need to knock her ass off that pedestal. Like, she's not even a fucking equal. That's why we don't call them 3Ps around here. That's why we call them gutter trash. Third party implies that there's some kind of competition involved. I don't think so. I don't compete with gutter trash. Never. Okay? So you need to get a grip, and you need to stop breathing life into that shit. I got it right here. So, exactly. You don't need to breathe life into that because you are. You need to be honest with yourself. You don't like that your SP watches corn. Oh, I'm willing to bet you meant porn. I was like, who watches corn and who would have a problem with that? Why do you care? You can recreate him, to be quite honest, to be like, he doesn't even like, the only naked body he likes to look at is mine. Thanks, Cameron Fines girl, love you. Okay, that's literally what you can do. You can create him to not even like that shit. Like, the thought of porn disgusts him. Like, it completely disgusts him. Like, he doesn't even like looking at anyone but me, right? He doesn't watch porn because the amount of people that watch it is big. Apparently, it's big in the Christian community. I had no idea. Oh, Kevin, find you the best, bitch. Apparently, it's big in the Christian community. I had no idea. I have a client who helps people get over their addiction to that. 7-figure business. And he works with Christian men. I was like, damn. And my mom used to work at HR, and Cami Fines, you're one of my favorites. Everybody's my favorite, but Cami Fines is actually special. But you know, he like, personally, see, maybe I'm just a different breed. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a different breed where I've always lived my life where I just don't sweat the small shit. I don't sweat the small stuff. Because for me, I'm like, well, why not? If somebody else is gonna, get him ready, what do I give a fuck for? What do I give a shit for? I don't care. I don't really care. I mean, I'd much rather him do that than go find some hooker on the fucking side of the road. But that's just me. That's just my personality. I mean, I don't give a shit about that stuff to me. It's really not that serious. It's like pick and choose your fucking battles here. And do I really give a crap about that? Not really. Not really. It's kind of like it's kind of like having a problem with people going to strip clubs. I was like, amen to you, sis, because the way you move your body, I admire that. You must do a whole lot of Pilates. But that's just me. That's just my personality. I realize that not all women are okay with that. But for me, allow me to buy you a lap dance. I really don't give a shit. Get him ready to come on home to mama. What do I give a crap for? For what? In fact, you could just make it. In fact, you should be like, you know what? Let's watch a movie tonight. Cornhub.com. But you can honestly, in all seriousness, you can recreate him to not like that shit. Like to be like, no, the thought of another naked body disgusts him. Like, no, he does not even like looking at anyone naked but me. You know, the thought of porn disgusts him. Like, not at all. You can recreate that if you feel so inclined. You do, Divine Valley. You absolutely need to learn to discipline your mind, right? And that's okay. I saw you did, Ingrid. We're going to have a little chat though, bitch. Where the fuck have you been, by the way? I need you to send me a text. Because unless that shit got really buried, I need you to send me a text. Because I don't know where the hell you've been, but I don't like it when your ass disappears on my ass. I like you. So, I hope I answered your question in all jokingness aside, though, about the corn. It dawned on me why you have to say corn. Hey, Kelly, because I don't think the filters would be appropriate for that. I just grew a bag and dropped two. That's right, James. That's right. James 2.0 has arisen. But hey, you know what? So that's what a lot of you guys have to remember is when you guys are in contact, if there is gutter trash around, like no contact, it's a lot easier to discipline your mind. At least it should be a lot easier to discipline your mind. But when you're in contact, it takes even more discipline. Because depending upon your relationship, right, they tend to tell you a lot of shit that you don't necessarily want to hear. Okay? Mine did. Certainly. Only because, you know, we're like best friends, right? And so because like he would tell me everything. And it's like some shit you don't want to hear. So it's like you got to discipline your mind even more so you don't react, right? Because they're not telling you things to get you to react, but they're talking to you because you have that relationship, right? And so it takes a lot more discipline. But you know what? You'll be so much stronger after it. You'll be so much stronger after that. And Divine Valley, remember, bitch, okay, here's the thing. You need to remember that you're the operant power. You're the operant power. So here's what you can start doing. You can start looking at his picture and telling his ass, you don't ever talk about gutter trash to me. Never. In fact, you hate her and she's gone. You've gotten rid of her. You don't ever talk about that bitch to me. Okay? Set the boundaries in here, not out here. Okay? Because I'm willing to bank a lot of things you tend to, and you're not alone. A lot of people like to verbalize the shit, right? Like to ask questions, like to verbalize things when you guys have to all understand that everything is done here, never out here. Never out there, because that's now a command, not something that's now a command. It's not a thought of their own. And who the hell wants to walk around being commanded to do things all fucking day long? They don't, right? Instead, they find offense to that. Versus if you would not do that shit and get a grip. Well, if it's regarding his daughter, like, this is the child's mother. Okay, so what? So what? You have to understand, and you should start telling yourself that they have a great co-parenting relationship. And that's all it is co-parenting, right? Because there's a child involved, right? So you don't ever want the worst for her, but obviously shooing her out of your reality, and she's just a great co-parent. They have a great co-parenting relationship. That's all she is a co-parent. That's what you have to see her as, just a co-parent. In fact, she just got her own place. That's what you have to tell yourself. You have to tell yourself whatever's going to help you get out of your own fucking way. Virgo, yeah, it is. It is, okay? If you're visualizing your SP, why wouldn't you cry? right? That's the person that you love. And so it's normal to do that, but exactly what you did is exactly what you should do, is affirm through the tears, right? Don't ever let your thoughts match the emotion. Just affirm through the tears. Affirm through the tears. And what are you exactly trying to visualize when it comes to your SP? Okay, that can also be part of the problem. Okay, what are you visualizing when it comes to your SP? Drop a comment. Let me know so I can see if the scene that you're visualizing is beneficial for you. Okay, because there's ways that you guys, if you're gonna, oh, Wendy, you mean when somebody talks about what is it called? Polyamory, whatever the fuck's called. I would be like, okay. And I change the subject. I would literally change the subject and reprogram your SP, right? Reprogram your SP to be like, no, he's not into that shit at all. Like, he's not into that at all, right? You guys should never be accepting behavior that you don't like. You should never be accepting to be the third wheel or to be, not committed to have where he can. If you just sent me a text right now and you're on here live, I strongly suggest you don't do that unless he's expecting it. Or unless you know that he'd be happy if you did that. If not, I certainly wouldn't do it, because that would be forcing a 3D unless you know that he'd be okay with it. If he's okay with that and you know that, then cool, by all means. But if you don't know if he's okay with that and you're just kind of do the pop-up game, I definitely wouldn't recommend. I definitely would not recommend. Okay, because that's not going to work out in your favor in any sense of that fucking word. And I don't want to see you guys digressing. Okay, you guys need to really, really discipline yourselves and not settle for shit. How are you going to settle for, one, being the gutter trash, two, being told by somebody that he wants to be with you and mess with other people, and three, just wants to have his cake and fucking eat it too? No, absolutely not. The only one that should be allowing yourself to have the cake and eat it too would be you, bitch, not anybody else. Excuse me? You think you're going to treat me like a second fucking option? I don't think so. I don't think so. No. You're going to treat me with respect and like the queen that I am. You're not going to treat me like you can be with me and mess with other people. Are you insane? I don't think so. But a lot of you are doing exactly that. And you're accepting this shit, and you're just like, hey, Federica Bestie, you're accepting this shit, and I don't understand why you would just allow them to do that shit. Are you no, absolutely not. I don't need to verbalize shit, but I'd be like, I definitely don't think so. I'm not about to sit there and be in an open relationship or allow you to do whatever the fuck you want to do. I don't think so. Maybe in your past relationships, that was cool with them, but allow me to introduce myself. I ain't that bitch. That's the attitude you need to have. I am not that bitch. I'm the one that everybody commits to. Yeah, I'm the perfect girlfriend, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. No one would dare treat me as anything less than. No, no, you should not ever settle for that. Because you want to be with somebody. Come on. This is not a self-concept thing. This is a self-respect thing. Okay? I think you guys are forgetting that. Okay? You're focused on self-concept and SP, but what about some goddamn self-respect? Don't ever let anybody disrespect you. Treat you as less than. Don't ever let that shit happen. Ever disrespect me. Are you insane? I don't think so. You better come correct. I don't need to argue with you, because eventually somebody's going to, that's the problem with arguments, is eventually somebody is going to get disrespectful because they're trying to dead the argument, right? So eventually they're going to say something that's super disrespectful, so you shut the fuck up. Why would you tolerate that? Never. Never. I won't even let it get that far. Nope. For what? Because if you think you're going to disrespect me, not in my own fucking house. No. And same with you. None of it. This is a empowerment thing. No, none of you should allow anybody in your reality to disrespect you. Never. To treat you as less than. Never. I don't fucking think so. That's a self-respect thing. That's a standard. Okay? I think you guys are forgetting that. What about the standards? Because how you let one person treat you, you let everyone treat you. And who the fuck is going to be a doormat? Not me. You think I'm going to be a doormat and let people just stomp all over me and treat me however the fuck they want and disrespect me in my own reality? No. And now neither are you. Now neither are you. Because you're going to wear your fucking crown. You're going to wear that shit proudly and you're going to tell yourself like, no, I am nothing but respected. Every one of you, if you feel disrespected by your SPs in any type, in any sense of that word, if you have ever felt disrespected by your SPs, maybe they don't know how to argue, right? Some people don't know how to argue. Like my brother, he does not know how to argue. He literally will hit below the belt every fucking time. Every time. And I already know exactly how, because everybody is creatures of habit, and I already know exactly what his go-tos are. Like, I can literally argue with myself and know exactly how the fucking conversation's gonna go. Because he's predictable. Hey, Trisha. I'm the same way, bitch. You and I are on the same page. Because I don't give a shit. I have no problem going to strip clubs. I think it's great. And I throw money at them, too. Because you know what? Amen to them. If you can wear those hooker heels, those stripper heels, and crawl, do you know how hard it is to crawl up a pole? And look good doing it at the same time? So, hey, you know what? Amen to them. Amen to them. And I have zero desire to take classes, but you can warm them up for me, and I'll bring them home. That's just my... Oh, God. Here this bitch is. What you got, Shanae? What do you have, Shanae? Tell me what's going on. Oh, now I got to go back and read. Hold on. Good, Shanae. Good. I'm glad she has figured it out. Unless she fucking was... here's the thing. She's been doing nothing but lying to herself. So let her play her part. I told you. They will play their part in aiding in your manifestation because she's spiritually asleep. So let her play her role. Let her play her part because she will do nothing but give you everything you've wanted. Everything. If she has any self-respect, she'll give you everything you've ever wanted. So let her play her part. Because she's been doing nothing but lying to herself for a while. She can't seriously be that naive. Okay? But now that it's all cut, you know what they say? What's in the dark will come to the light. Well, again, what did we talk about? Here's how you're going to remember. Here's what you need to remember. What did we talk about on our call together? Okay? What did I say you needed to start assuming? Now, events have to, and there was the twofold event, right? The two things I told you needed to assume. We don't need to talk about it on here. You know what they were. Okay? And I told you events will unfold naturally. Okay? So whatever has to happen for you to get your full manifestation is exactly what will happen. And now you're seeing it play out in your 3D. Right now. Whatever has to happen to aid in your manifestation, let me say it again. Everyone will play their part to give you your manifestation. And now, I'm proud of you. Because you're seeing it play out in your 3D, which tells me that you've been disciplined, bitch. And I know she's the only one that leaves me voice. She doesn't leave me voice notes. She leaves me video notes. And I love seeing her beautiful, freaking bubbly personality. Okay. And she just kills me every time because she's been on fire lately. And because of that, bitch, you're getting exactly what you want. Whatever has to happen for your manifestation to become true will happen. So what you're going to do is persist in exactly what we talked about, because as you can see, it's already playing out. So continue, because it will go exactly how you planned. Exactly how you planned. He doesn't always have to take the initiative to give you what you want. Okay, let's see. I gotta follow Shanae's story real quick. This is great. This is actually great. I'm actually very excited for Shanae. This is where pettiness in me comes into play. Hold on. Oh, Shanae, it's significant movement. This is significant movement. In fact, it's playing out flawlessly. You know what we talked about, bitch. This is exactly what is happening. So persist. Persist in the two things we talked about. Relationship is one, and getting rid of getter trash. And you know what we talked about. Because it's working. Her finding out about you, that is not an accident. Right now, after we talked, a week ago? And now she knows? This is your manifestation, bitch. This is your manifestation happening. So enjoy it. In fact, go grab some popcorn and enjoy the show. Yes, but persist. Do not waver. Do not waver because it's working. Persist in what we talked about. This is fucking exciting, actually. She saw me. Sorry, guys. Oh man, Bevy, you used to be a pole dancer. Shit. And I admire those people. I admire. Oh yeah. This girl, her manifestation is here. Okay, Kelly. So how do you get someone not to be afraid of commitment? So, well, most likely, okay, so one out of two things happen. One, he told you that he has a problem with commitment, right? Bumping, whatever he said that led you to believe or assume that he has a problem with commitment, okay? Or two, you have not seen commitment from him, like AKA relationship proposal. You have not seen a relationship proposal from him, so now you're telling yourself that he must be afraid to commit based on past history, whatever he's told you, or his actions right now. Okay? But one, you can start telling yourself that he absolutely is loyal, faithful, and committed to me right now, right? You can tell yourself that. I tell myself that. But two, you need to assume commitment. Okay, the minute you assume relationship, the minute you assume you're in a committed relationship, this is where you leverage everyone as you pushed out. Okay, if you, by leveraging everyone as you pushed out, you say, okay, so if I control his thoughts, right, he can only think the thoughts that I assume he's thinking. So if I leverage that, then that means if I assume relationship, committed relationship, I mean, really, you just need to assume relationship because I think committed is kind of part of that equation, at least in my mind. But if you would assume relationship, then what do you think he has to assume? Relationship. And he will. And he will. The minute you step into the assumption of relationship, so will he. He has to. He doesn't have a choice. The only reason he's telling you he's afraid to commit or you're getting those vibes is because you're telling yourself that he has commitment issues. That why isn't he committing? What is he afraid of? Why doesn't he want to commit? That's what you're telling yourself. So therefore he has to reflect that, right? They're doing nothing but projecting. So if we know this, Then you say, okay, cool. So if I know that he's projecting lack of commitment because I'm thinking that way in my thoughts, then what would happen, logically speaking, if I thought the opposite and thought committed relationship? What would he think? The same thing. Just like he's thinking no commitment because that's what you're thinking. Okay? So that's where you leverage and say, okay, I control his thoughts. So you know what? Right now, I'm going to step into the assumption, committed relationship. Especially if everything that you're doing is relationship without the title, right? Like you talk all the time, you're constantly spending time together, like all that stuff that screams relationship, okay? But without the title of it. So that's all you have to do is start assuming in your mind. You don't need to talk to him about shit. You don't need to because he will automatically confirm it. He will confirm it. So if you started assuming relationship, he's going to all of a sudden start talking about your relationship as if you've been in one the whole time. Okay, so he will start talking to you about relationships, about your relationship. You may notice that when you guys go out, that he's starting to refer to you as his girlfriend, right? He's talking to his friends. He's like, yeah, my girl this. Or he'll tell you conversations he had. And he's like, yeah, like, I was telling him my girl, right? All of a sudden he will start talking about you being his girl. Ask me how I know that. That's exactly what I did. Okay? And that's exactly how that works. You do not have to verbalize a goddamn thing and you don't have to look for confirmation. He will automatically start confirming that you're in a relationship. This is for all of you bitches that literally are lacking the commitment, if you will, and the relationship status with your SP. Is the second you step into that and start telling yourself, like, you just start assuming like everything we're doing is a relationship. So that's exactly what this shit is. That's exactly what it's going to be. That's exactly what it's going to be. But no. You guys love to put titles on it that doesn't suit you. Friends with benefits, situationship. For what? For what? When they didn't tell you that, but that's what you're assuming the relationship is because that's what it looks like, right? That's what it appears to be like, which is actually kind of fucking stupid. Let's be honest. Let's break down a situationship. What the fuck is that? Okay, what is that? You're either in a relationship or you're not. Okay, or you're just fucking hookup buddies. Which the way hookup buddies works is, it's 10:30 at night and you get a ring-a-ding-a-ding. Hey bitch, come on over for sexy time. And then the next time you talk to them, it's ring-a-ding-a-ding. Hey bitch, what you doing? Come over for sexy time. And usually it's in the midst of the night, right? I used to always joke and tell my daughter, I'm like, when you're older, I said, never answer the phone for a man after 10 o'clock. Especially if you're not dating him. Because that's what the shit is. But most of you guys will describe a situationship. And I'm like, I'll listen to you describe your whole thing. And I'm like, okay, so you're in a relationship without the title. Like, that's basically what it is. Like, oh no, we talk every day on the phone. Like, we constantly spend time together, right? Like, everything you're describing in your situationship is literally a relationship, but you've given it the title situationship because they haven't committed to you. And so now he treats you like that because that's it. Now he treats that relationship exactly like that because that's exactly the title you've given it. No. You can't do that. You cannot do that. So the second because again, if it was really a situationship type of situation, then it would literally only be sexy time. No need to communicate outside of that. That's what that would be. But that's not how it is for most of you. It's very much relationship. So start assuming fucking now that you're in a relationship. How about you start assuming that now? What's the worst that could happen? Just go ahead and ask yourself that. They get in a relationship with you. That's literally all you have to do. Is you have to understand that at one point in a relationship, someone assumes relationship. But somewhere we're looking for a relationship proposal, like we're fucking 5, and they're gonna wait outside the playground with a bouquet of roses and be like, "Will you be my girlfriend?" That their mom bought them, by the way, and be like, "Will you be my girlfriend?" Very rarely does that happen. Okay, my tax later. I cannot see this name. You said, I hate cursive names. I cannot fucking read that shit. You could answer my text later. You said, could I answer your text later? Shoot that shit to the top and I'll answer today. Moles. Definitely send me a text, bitch. Should I go get some popcorn instead of my carrot? And I'm telling you, my ass is getting bigger, by the way, guys. It's getting bigger. My sweatpants I'm wearing right now, they're getting a little snug around the rump. That's because everything I eat goes to my ass. And I look like I just got a BBL. Yeah, okay, you guys need to, when you guys are making up your affirmations, you guys need to look at how you're wording things, okay? So, oh, Nikki, bitch, oh, I got your shit. I have not responded yet because I only had a brief amount of time, but there were like 55 voice notes. So I was like, oh, well, I don't have time for that at the current second because I had to jump on a call. So I was like, let me get to that shit today when I have time to listen to your 55 voice notes. Yes, Shanae, this is where it gets good, to watch your manifestation completely come full circle. A lot of you guys forget that it has to happen naturally. When I was manifesting something big for someone, I told her, I said, you need to be prepared because whatever has to happen, it has to happen naturally, as if it would have happened anyway. And so whatever has to happen for that to become true for you is exactly what's going to happen. You can't stop it. They can't stop it. No one can stop the shit except for you. So let nature take its course. Okay, back to affirming. I actually just made a video about this. So a lot of you guys are affirming for things that don't require movement. Okay, so we'll take like right here. You've been affirming, he craves me, he needs me, and texting me right now. What's the game plan? Okay, he craves me, that's great. But needs you, I would strongly suggest you flip. Okay, because we don't want somebody to need you. Okay, because if he needs you, that could be like, imagine this. So, because you're also saying he's texting you right now, okay? So if he's texting you right now, oftentimes he may start to text you when he needs some shit. Who the fuck wants that? Who the hell wants that? Right? Because you're saying he needs you. So now your relationship is becoming, or it's starting out transactional, right? Is where he only contacts you when he needs something. No. Because that could very much become a story that you create. Because let's say that he actually texts you today, right? He texts you today and says, hey, and it's something about needing something. Well, now you're going to put the two together. Okay, so now the next time he texts you, he's going to need something else. The fuck? No, I don't think so. So instead, it would be like, and besides, he's texting you right now. Texting you right now is for the photo method, okay? You should only be using that one for the photo method, okay? But instead, you want them to be doing something all the time, right? So instead of be like, he craves me, he's always calling and texting me. Like literally always calling and texting you, right? He cannot get enough of me. He's begging for me to take him back right now. Right? So that's movement. Okay? Or you could be like, he craves me. I'm all he ever thinks about. He's always calling and texting me. He's constantly spending time with me. These were my go-to. He's constantly spending time with me. He'll do anything he's begging for me to take him back right now. You could say that, or he'll do anything to be with me right now. Right? Those are all movement. So you will start to see movement. But a lot of you guys are affirming for things that don't really require a lot of movement. Right? Because let's say he starts to conform and he texts you right now. but you're not affirming that he's always or consistently doing something. So if there's no affirmation that you're using that implies always or consistently doing something for you, you're not going to see a lot of movement, because what's the game plan? You know, you're going to text, and then you get a text, now you got to keep persisting for a fucking text. That's stupid. That's dumb. We don't want to do that. Okay. So watch that. Exactly, Tricia. See, we're on the same wavelength there. We are on the same wavelength there. Yes, it's what's needed. Yeah, the photo method can be used to have them do whatever you want them to do. Okay, so you could literally say, hey Chels, you could literally say something like, so you can use a photo method a couple ways, right? Because we're going to do that in a minute. So you can use a photo method for what we're about to do, right? To tell them to do something on command, like you're texting me right now, okay? Then you guys should also look at that photo every day. And you should also look at that photo every day and say your affirmations to him. Not like he's always calling and texting, but it's like you're calling and texting. You're always calling and texting me. You're constantly spending time with me. You'll do anything to be with me, right? Yes, it does. But that's where you say right now at the end. But if he'd do anything to take me back, no, he doesn't need to take you back, bitch. You're taking him back. Okay? He'll do anything to be with me right now, is implying right now. Okay? Because some people can't live, if you're in no contact, like I was, sometimes it's hard for you to live in the end of a relationship. Okay? Like, hell, let alone live in the end of marriage. A lot of people will be like, live in the end of marriage. What are you talking about? Okay? It's a lot. It's the same thing, whether it's marriage or relationship. For a lot of people that are in no contact, when the reality shows you the complete opposite, it's hard to assume you're in a relationship with someone. It's easier for people to assume they're in a relationship with someone if they talk to them, if they're spending time together, right? Then that's easier for them to step into that assumption, but not if you are a complete no contact. So therefore, I found that it's easier to command that you're getting in a relationship right now, right? He'll do anything to be with me right now, because anything implies no matter what is going on. So whatever circumstances are standing in between you and SP, don't matter, because he'll do anything to be with you right now. If that means he has to get rid of gutter trash, if that means he's got to fucking move out, if that means he's got to get a new job, whatever needs to take place for him to be with you right now is exactly what's going to happen, because he'll do anything to be with you right now, right? So it's a lot easier. And just like if you looked at his picture, I always tell people to affirm, like to command, we're getting back together right now. We're getting back together right now. We're getting back together right now, right? Because it's a lot easier to assume that than it is to assume you're already together. Because you guys look at that blocked shit like the whole world is about to crumble down. So if you can't even not notice a blocked feature or some shit, how the hell are you going to live in the end of a relationship? It's not reasonable advice. And I only give you realistic advice. I don't sit there and give you fucking some bullshit ass advice that it does not apply to the masses, right? It does not apply to the masses. But if I do have clients that get on the phone with me, that is one thing I'll tell them is, okay, if everything that you're doing is almost working towards a relationship, well then let's start working on relationship, right? But not if your 3D shows you the complete opposite. Okay, can we do a collective manifestation that everyone here will receive? Yeah, you can, Mar. You absolutely can, but people have to step into that assumption. Thanks, MKD girl. Okay, people have to step into this assumption, okay? And that's where I think a lot of you guys forget is people have to step into an assumption, okay? So in order for you to do that, you have to assume. Can they do that? Absolutely. But you have to everyone has to also agree to hold the state of relationship for 72 hours. You guys can't for the most of you, can't go fucking 5 minutes without being triggered on some stupid shit, let alone 72 hours. Okay? But I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with that at all. Why not do a collective manifestation where everyone will receive your SP within 72 hours? I think everyone should set the expectation of getting shit, quickly. Because I'm not trying to, I don't wait for shit. Nope. Not at all. I ain't waiting for nothing. Hey, Rupa girl, how do I get rid of all the other little girls around him? My SP is someone who I work with. Okay. So you would, there's a couple things. There's a couple ways you could do this, Rupa. One, you can start describing him in a way, that where he only has eyes for you. Like, he literally only has eyes for you. He's only attracted to you. Like, he finds all of the women fucking disgusting. Like, he literally can't stand to be around any other women. Got a Rudy dance coming in. I'm going to respond to you today, bitch. I promise. So you literally need to say that. Like, no. And you can flip it too and be like, women don't even find his ass attractive. Like, at all. They don't even like him. Like, no one likes him. No other woman likes him, right? But I would need a little bit more context. Like, so you work with him. So are you like, well, let's be honest with ourselves. Are you getting triggered by juvenile behavior? Or is there an actual validity to what you're saying, right? Because, like, if you all work together and there's these other fucking women co-workers around him, if it's platonic, then this is where we have to act like an adult, right? Because unless you want him to go be a monk, it's the best I can come up with, where he's around a bunch of men all day long. It's not realistic, okay? It's not realistic to assume he's not going to have female coworkers, or anybody like that. But you have to control the narrative, right? Nothing has meaning unless you give it meaning. So you have to control the narrative. So you have to be like, yeah, they're just his fucking coworkers. They don't mean shit to him. He doesn't even like them anyway. They have nothing but a coworker relationship, right? You can't read into the stupid shit. Okay, so that's what I would do. And then so weave it into him. And then also you could just be like, again, what I told you. I would just do exactly what I told you. And if you want to affirm, I feel like I would just weave that into your version of him, that he only has eyes for you. He literally doesn't even notice another bitch. And he doesn't like any of his female coworkers anyway. Like, you're the only one he desires. All of that stuff, I would weave into your description of SP. Because I feel like this is where you guys get affirming fucking confused, okay? Not everything that you want out of this SP needs to be an affirmation. Because some of y'all be having like a whole notebook of affirmations. A whole fucking notebook. I'm like, well, what are you doing? Like, that's way too many. So I look at it like, okay, well, where's my time best spent? Is it best spent worrying about the stupid nonsense, or is it best spent worrying about me and my SP being together? That's exactly where I would focus my attention. Me and SP. Okay? Get rid of gutter trash and me and SP. That's literally where I focused all my attention on. And then I would do my rampages. I wouldn't yell because it's just, I think it's weird. But I would just do my rampages like twice a day. That was it. That's where you have 4, you guys should not have more than 4 to 5 affirmations for SP. Okay? If you have gutter trash, yes, have 4 to 5 affirmations for gutter trash. Split the affirming time. That's all the affirmations you guys should be having for SP. And then because these affirmations will change as you progress in your relationship. But then it's like, no, there's other things that we want realistically from our SPs, right? So then you rampage. Now you have 12 affirmations and you rampage them. So my affirmations were, he is so obsessed with me. I'm all he ever thinks about. He's always calling and texting me. He's constantly spending time with me. He'll do anything to be with me right now. That was it. That's all she wrote. Then I had gutter trash and I was like, she's fucking crazy. He can't stand her. He's disgusted by her. He wants nothing to do with her. They argue all day, every day. He fucking hates her ass. That was it. for gutter trash. That's all she wrote. And then I had a rampage where it would be my affirmations. So it'd be like, he's so obsessed with me. I'm all he ever thinks about. He's always calling and texting me. In fact, he texts me good morning every single fucking day. He is constantly spending time with me. He'll do anything to be with me. He cannot imagine his life without me in it. He worships the ground that I walk on. He treats me like a queen. He buys me flowers every week. Okay. He literally, he wants to be with me forever. He wants to marry me. He wants to live with me. He wants to spend the rest of his life with me. That was it. That was all. Job done. 4 weeks. SP back. Because I didn't give anything another option. I only had fucking 5 affirmations I was looping all damn day. And then 5 for the gutter trash. That was it. And twice a day I rampage. That's it. Do you know how many times I got those affirmations in here? A shit ton of times. But if you're going through a list of 5,000 affirmations, it's like, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that because you're only getting your affirmations in your brain like a couple, like maybe a dozen times a day, a couple dozen at most, assuming that you're doing it often. Well, that's part of the problem. That's part of the problem. So instead, no, don't do that. Don't suffocate it. A lot of the things that you guys want to affirm for they're not even need to be affirmed. It's just a part of your perfect boyfriend description. No, that motherfucker is loyal, faithful, and committed to me. He has no eyes for no one but me. I'm literally all he ever thinks about. He's constantly buying me flowers. Like, he literally worships the ground that I walk on. He is my Prince Charming. I am the perfect girlfriend. He is the perfect boyfriend to me. What is that perfect boyfriend? Script it all out. Include all the things that you don't like right now in your reality that he's doing. Okay, flip all those. That's all the description of your SP. That's it. And then you read it. And then outside of that, perfect boyfriend, perfect boyfriend, perfect boyfriend. That's it. You guys are overcomplicating the shit. That's right, Don. I kissed my man's picture too. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't I? Would you not kiss your boyfriend or girlfriend goodnight? If they lived with you? Of course you would. So I do it now. Uh-huh. Marlove, I hope that wasn't you that sent that fucking text. A fire sign, what you're doing wrong is you're not seeing him in the version of your SP that you want him to be for you. That's it. If you would, guys, I told you guys, if you're having a hard time with resistance level, okay? If you're having a hard time disciplining and seeing them, which I don't understand, but if you're having a hard time seeing him as perfect boyfriend for you at this current second, then why don't you just see him as a best fucking friend? Why don't you see him as a best friend? Just to start. Just to start. Because you don't think your best friend would contact you? My best friend sends me we text each other all the time. I gave her some ceviche that my boyfriend made. And so this morning she's like, ceviche for breakfast, bitch. And we had ceviche for breakfast together. Who says you have to have eggs for breakfast? It's overrated. In fact, I only like eggs for dinner. So things like that. The only reason the photo method doesn't work for you is because you are not seeing them as the version that you need to see them as. That's why we do that here every day. Because at some point, you guys have to start seeing them as your perfect fucking boyfriend, as your perfect girlfriend. Because if you can't see them as that, how can you see them wanting to be with you? How can you see that? If you don't see them as perfect boyfriend, perfect girlfriend, perfect husband, perfect wife. That's part of the problem. That's a big part of the problem. That's the hugest part of manifesting your SP back is how the fuck you see them. How do you see them for you? See, I didn't have to do a lot of that because I never saw him as less than that. I never saw him as not a good person. You know, I never saw him as that. And even after, I would tell people, I'd be like, no, he's a really good man. Like, he's a really good man. I'll never take that from him. That's why I said, I don't, but see, here's the thing. Here's what you guys have to remember is you guys treat breakups like fucking juvenile adolescence. You do. You do. It's no different. It's no different than, and remember, okay, be honest with yourself. When you were a teenager, or, well, depends on when you had sexy time. We'll say young adult. Okay, when you were a young adult and somebody would break up with you, what's the first thing you'd fucking do? Yeah, why don't you grow a couple inches? How about that shit, bitch? Yeah, oh, you think you're all fucking that? Well, the sex that was lousy. How's that, motherfucker? Right? Like you go below the belt, like you try to insult them. Come on. Come on. I'm not the only one. You fucking know you've done that shit where you break up with somebody and you literally will just like hit below the belt. Like, let me tell you about yourself because it's going to make me feel better in the moment. Right? And so now you just made this shit up. And now what did he do? Clapped back. You know, and then now you're looking at them differently. But there's no way. Here's my problem. If you're manifesting the SP back, you can manifest any SP you want, right? You can manifest any SP that you want. Or somebody new, completely new. But you need to be honest with yourself. You need to ask yourself, why this one? Why this SP? I could have anybody I want. I can manifest anyone I want. I can manifest somebody rich as fuck. I can manifest whatever I want. So why this one? Why this one? What is it about this SP? I don't think there's no way you're going to convince me that you're that fucking stubborn that it's like, no, I don't give a fuck. This guy's a complete asshole, a moron, and pathetic, and a complete loser, but I'll be damned if I'm going to let anyone else have his ass. There's no way you're going to convince me of that. So what is it? Be honest with yourself. Right now, ask yourself, why this SP? What is it about this SP that you want him back? There's no way he's that much of a fucking asshole. There's no way that he was that fucking rude to you or mean to you during the breakup. There's no way that you're going to convince me that there was this huge, massive event that transpired during the breakup. Because if there was, why the fuck would you want him back? Why would you want him back? So hopefully right now you're doing what I said and you're asking yourself, what is it about this one? What is it about this one? So obviously they're a good person and you know that, okay? Forget the fucking drama. Forget the juvenile bullshit, okay? Forget the problems in your relationship because you know you caused that shit, okay? We don't need to go down the rabbit hole, but you know you caused all that shit, okay? So why this one? I get it. Obviously, it hurt when they left you. But you know that your entire relationship was not fucking some phony facade, smoke and mirrors. You know that, or you wouldn't want them back. So there's a reason why you're choosing this SP. I know why I chose this SP and not some fucking body else from my past. So ask yourself why. Well, then why is it so hard for you to see them as that person consistently? Consistently. Exactly. Why would you want them back if you see them as a complete douchebag and a moron? I know you all have high standards. We all have high, because you're my people. Why wouldn't you? We all have high ass standards, right? Hey, Chanel. We all have high standards, okay? So, and yeah, he's one of the good ones. We need to hold on to that, okay? So if you're being honest with yourself and you're persistent, thanks organically, Zen Skincare. If you're being honest with yourself and you sit there and say, okay, I have been doing all of this. I've been persisting in perfect boyfriend. I love that for you, Dominique. And I can't wait till you get that text saying he totally just asked if I would go on his next trip with him. Okay, so you guys need to understand this, okay? This is your relationship, right? This is your SP. So obviously there's something you want. There's someone you want to be with, right? So if you're persisting in perfect boyfriend, if you are seeing them, oh, he's definitely close to me. What are you talking about, Dominique? He's inviting you right now. So if you're close, if you're persisting in perfect boyfriend, here's what you have to understand is if you're being honest with yourself, if you saw him only as perfect boyfriend, then why would it be hard for you to, I'm not going to entertain that. Why would it be hard for you to expect him? See, if you look at him like a good person, even just a good person, like a great person, a great boyfriend to you, then you would expect them to text you. You would expect them to call you. You would expect them to spend time with you. You would expect them to want to be with you. Okay? Even if you just expected the fucking first one for them to contact you. Why is that so hard for you to expect? So, we'll test your theory. So, if you are persisting in perfect boyfriend, like you say, then if I told you to contact them right now, how does that make you feel? And do you know if they would respond? If you just said no, if you're being honest with yourself, then you're not seeing them as perfect boyfriend. You're not. Exactly. I knew that if I didn't have my boyfriend's phone number, okay, because he changed it. So instead, I was like, can't text him. So I affirmed for it. And then he, like I said, after his surgery, after he got his arm surgery, he hobbled down his fucking stairs and gave me his phone number and was like, oh no, excuse me. He hobbled down the stairs. He was going somewhere and he's like, I'm on a phone call. And he's like, I'm going to call you. I was like, okay, you could have just literally texted that to me, but okay. Thank you for letting me know. And that's how we got back in contact. Okay? But you should know that. The fuck are you talking about, doodles? Assume now you're in a relationship. Are you? Doodles. Get a grip. Relationship. You need to assume relationship. Take the goddamn... Doodles, I can't believe you out of all people are looking for a relationship proposal. And you guys kill me with this whole... You guys kill me with this whole fucking, like, commitment shit. Like, this whole commitment shit. Like, you're expecting them to be unfaithful to you. You're expecting them to not want to commit. It depends, Angela. If you were going to message this man right now and be like, hey, honey, how are you? Oh, my God, I am so... Like, let's say you said, hey, how are you? Or whatever, and he responds back, and you respond back like, oh, my God, I miss you so much. Like, I just have been so... I just can't stop thinking about you, and what are you doing today? I think we should... Then that's desperate, right? But living in a relationship, relationships are two-sided conversations, right? They're two-sided. So when I was talking to my boyfriend, I did sit there all stubborn as fuck every day when we were not in a relationship, but we were back in contact. I didn't sit there all stubborn all fucking day and be like, no, I'm not going to contact him. He will contact me first every day. No, I didn't do that shit. Yeah, I would just be like, I would text him, good morning, because I was always up before him, right? Because I had 7 a.m. calls, which I'm going to have to start taking 7 a.m. calls again because I don't want you guys booking like 2 weeks out. It's fucking stupid, okay? But I didn't do that. So I'd wake up and I'd send him a text back, hey, good morning. Good morning, hope you have a good day. And then whenever he woke his happy ass up, he'd text me back, right? And then sometimes I wouldn't text him because I always woke up earlier than him, right? So sometimes, yeah, I'd be like, I don't need to text him good morning because he would text me, right? And he would text me good morning. But do you guys think I freaked out because he left me on red? Because sometimes I'd text him in the evening and be like, hey, or good night, sweet dreams, or whatever, right? But I'm not a psychic. I don't know when that man goes to sleep every night. So he'd leave me on unread. And then, because I wake up in the morning early at like 6, I'd check my text and he would have, and now I'm left on red. Ooh. You know why? That's because when he would get his happy ass up out of bed to go to the bathroom, he would check his text and read my message and then bring his happy ass back to sleep. That was it. Like I said, the conversation has to end at some point. Okay? I would, Nene. There's a difference. Now, if you're initiating contact every fucking day and you're creating this I will, and that's this assumption you never want to create, is that I won't hear from him unless I text him first. No. Absolutely not. But relationships are two-sided. So if you fucking know that this motherfucker will text you back and respond, then pick up your fucking phone and text them. But keep it natural. Keep it platonic. Don't confess your goddamn love to him, and come off as desperate, needy, and thirsty. But instead, fucking message him back. Why not? Who gives a shit? Who cares? Exactly. If you're going to make the assumption you have to initiate, then that shit hurts, because guess what? They're not going to text you first. Who the fuck cares? Text their ass. Why not? Yeah. How are you? Yeah. Are you doing okay? Only if you know if they would respond. But remember, you control the narrative, okay? So you don't need to be like, okay, send him a text. Is he going to respond? How's he going to respond? Is he going to be okay? No. No. So exactly, text him. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a shit? No, this is not for the masses, okay? I'm not telling all of you, do not twist my words. I am not telling all of you to fucking text your SP. Okay, I'm not doing that. But if you can answer that question, that yes, he would respond. And I don't, I'm neutral about texting, but I do know he would respond. If you know that, then reach out to his ass. Who gives a fuck? But just don't talk about, you don't need to talk about the past. You don't need to talk about none of that shit, because that's all in here. No, bitch, let me tell you what my shit is. Yeah, exactly. Where there's not this thing where it's you need to, just be so stubborn that you're going to wait. That's not a fucking relationship. That's not. And so if you are living in that, then let's flip that shit, okay? When I text him, he hearts it, but that's it. That's okay, Kelly. Give it the meaning that you want. Give it the meaning that you want, because I don't heart shit in my text. I don't. Not unless you guys are telling me some raving fucking news, okay? If you're telling me some great raving news, then yeah, I will heart the shit. But I don't ever heart crap. Ever. And the only thing I give an emoji to is usually a laughing emoji. That's it. So take that as a sign, okay? Obviously, he is enjoying the message, because why would he not? Of course he loved my text. Why wouldn't he? And he cannot wait to respond. In fact, he's responding back right now. Okay? Tell yourself that instead. So this is for all of you guys that are being left on red. All of you guys need to assign that meaning, instead of going down this rabbit hole of being left on red and negative thoughts about what is he doing, why hasn't he responded. Instead of spending that time saying, why hasn't he responded, or amplifying the red feature, instead, what you should all be doing is flipping that shit and saying, of course he read my message. Why wouldn't he? He can't wait to get my message. In fact, it's the best part of his day. And he's responding to me right now. He's actually going to respond back right now. That's the meaning you have to assign it. And watch how quickly they respond back. Because that's the meaning you're giving it. They read my shit. Of course they fucking did. Why wouldn't they? In fact, they're going to respond right now. They can't wait to hear from me every day. They can't wait to hear from me. They're constantly wanting to be around me, right? Yes, you can, Cece. You absolutely can. Yeah. You absolutely can. Can you manifest better? Yeah. Why not? He's a stallion. He's an absolute stud in the bedrooms. Like he'll do anything to satisfy my needs. Like he literally is the best sex I've ever had. And he will be. Okay, like things like that, absolutely. Like he knows how to hit all the spots. Like yeah, he's the best sex I've ever had in my entire life. Like all of that, and he will perform that way. All of a sudden, you're swinging from the rafters. And then let me know. When you're like, bitch, this man is like a 20 out of 10 now. He's getting a perfect score. Yeah. I'm just saying, why settle? We don't need to settle for shit. Who the fuck wants to live the rest of their life with mediocre ass sex? Not me. Not me. Why do you think I went and got my man back? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's how we got to look at it. We got to go get our man back, but you know what? Especially, anyway, just say. Okay. So, let's get the photos out. Let's go. Come on. All of you guys, if you guys are, that's right. That's right. We want our cake and eat it too. Like, no, I want all around the perfect man. I don't want mediocre nothing. I want creme de la creme of everything. No, I don't think it is. There's nothing, you guys don't read into shit, okay? Don't think that things are contradicting, right? You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that at all. So I definitely wouldn't think that that things are contradicting. I don't know what a team heart is, but you at least know what that is. And what's with platonic SP? Huh, Brahma? What the fuck is a platonic SP? So, I don't think there's anything pathetic or anything like that. My platonic, okay, so your SP, we'll just call your SP, right? She keeps asking you or keeps asking me for a team heart, even though you don't have one. Okay, so just tell yourself the opposite. Like, she doesn't even ask me for a team heart anymore. She's completely forgot about it. She never asked me for that shit. Ever. She never asked me for that. She's over it. Okay, tell yourself that instead. I totally addressed your fucking affirmations on I have no idea what a team heart is. I'm going to guess it's something work related, right? Like a team. Hey, Christina. Okay, so y'all got your pictures out? Let's grab your pictures out of your SP so this lady can go to the toilet. The plug it's something from TikTok. Yeah, but like she doesn't even bring that shit up anymore. Okay, the plug, first of all, while everybody's grabbing their pictures out, you control the narrative, okay? So you can tell him, you can literally start describing him differently, like, no, he communicates everything with me. He's always telling me, he always expresses his feelings to me. and opens up and tells me everything. He holds nothing back. You can describe him as that way. Or you can start telling yourself that nothing is bothering him. He's totally fine. He's absolutely totally fine. Nothing is bothering him. You control the narrative, okay? But as long as you keep identifying him being bothered or distant or something like that that's leading this discussion, you don't want to poke and prod. Instead, you could just tell yourself that he tells me everything. He's telling me what's bothering him. But do not justify the behavior. So like, let's say he says, oh yeah, what's bothering me is it's work related or it's family related, but that's why I haven't been spending time with you lately. Negative. Absolutely not. Doesn't matter what's bothering him. He always finds time for me. He is always making me a priority no matter what's going on in his life. He's always spending time with me. In fact, he's happiest when he's with me. All his problems go away. Right? You need to control that narrative instead. All right. We've got, I saw that. Okay. No, feeling is sad is not, is not sad. It's not a bad thing. Why wouldn't you miss your SP? That's fucking stupid, right? Obviously you miss your SP. But don't let your thoughts align with your feelings. You can't do that. Okay, you can't go into I miss him so much rabbit hole. Instead, it's like, no, let me regroup. Let me affirm for what I actually want. I don't want to continue to miss him. I want him to be here. Then guess what? I don't have to miss his ass anymore. Okay, I'm about to explain to you what the picture method is. Okay, so the picture method is where you're going to go grab a picture of your SP right now. Go get a picture of your SP right now. And the picture method is where you're going to give a command. You're going to command them to do something. Okay, it is very powerful. Everyone gets movement when they do this. It's very powerful, and I'll tell you other ways on how to leverage this same thing. Okay, so basically, we're going to go down memory lane for just a second, with the exception of you, Lisa. Okay, I'll keep reminding this bitch that. So we're going to go down. It can be both of us. Yeah, it can be both of you. Yeah, I like to personally zoom in because that's the picture I used. Sanchi, that's because you're not persisting in perfect version. Okay? So do what I tell you to do right now. Do it now. Okay? All right. So I like to zoom in because I had a picture of me and him too, but I zoomed in so it was just him. Okay? There's no right or wrong. I just like to see his face. Okay? So we're going to go down memory lane for just a hot second since you guys love to, reminisce about the old story. So let's go back to the old story, okay, for a second. I want you guys to go back in time to when everything in your relationship was perfect, okay? Where everything in your relationship was absolutely perfect. You should go back to that time, okay? This is not a visualization exercise, okay? But you go back to that time, and I want you to think about that version of your SP. Who was he as a man for you or a woman for you? How did they treat you? How did they make you feel? Allow yourself to feel those feelings now. Okay? Doesn't matter if you cry. Don't worry about it. Okay? But that's your perfect person. Forget who they are today. That doesn't matter because they're no longer that person for you. Okay? You're now back when everything in your relationship is perfect. You didn't question anything. You didn't wonder if they were going to contact you. You didn't question if they wanted to be with you. Nothing. You allowed yourself to live in the moment and enjoyed every moment with them. You didn't question shit. Hold on to that version of your SP, the one that you fell in love with. Now you're going to take that version of your SP and you're going to bring him into your current reality. That version of your SP, the one that you love, the one that was perfect, is now that person right now for you. Okay, we're constantly selecting different versions of our SP. So now you just went down memory lane, picked your version of your SP, the one that you love, you picked him up, and now he's here with you now. That is who he is today, right now, and moving forward. SIBO, shut the fuck up until we're done with this exercise, and then I'll address your ass. You understand? You understand? Hold the questions. Okay. So that version of your SP is here with you right now. Okay? The perfect version. SIBO, pay a fucking attention. The perfect version is right now. You're going to do the contact MKD. You do the begging to take you back outside of this. Okay? So now they're here. And they're here to stay. This is the only version of your SP that you will accept in your reality right now. Forget who they were a couple minutes ago. That's not who they are anymore for you. They're your perfect version now. Okay? Now you're going to look at their picture. And you're going to give your commands. If you are new here, you're going to put on your fucking crown. If you are not new here, then that crown should already be on. Because we don't take our crowns off around here. Not for anyone, not for anything. That crown stays on 24/7. Okay? So, you're going to look at their picture, and if you are alone, you're going to say this out loud with a little bit of backbone. You're not going to yell at them, just a little bit of backbone. If you're not alone, then you'll say it in your mind, okay? And you're going to give their command. Now, if you are in no contact, or you're in contact, but it is not consistent contact, then you're going to command them to contact you, okay, right now. Now, it's going to unfold naturally. So if you tell them to text you right now, but they're not a texter, they're a caller, then they're going to call you, okay? Who gives a shit? So you're going to look at their picture and you're going to tell them, you're texting me right now. 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 Okay, you're going to do this while we're on break. Okay. Now, if you're in constant contact, but you're not consistently seeing each other, or even if you are, you're going to cut. You have two choices. You can affirm that they contact. You can command that they contact you right now, just to step in and remind yourself who the fuck you are. Or you can tell them they're coming to see you today, okay? You're coming to see me today. You're coming to see me today. You're coming to see me today. You're coming to see me today, okay? Now, if you're in a relationship, because I already told you, situationships don't exist. So if you're in a relationship with your SP and you're doing all the above, then have fun with this. What is something that you want your SP to do? You want them to come have sexy time with you tonight? You want them to bring you dinner? You want them to cook you dinner? Well, that's your command. Okay? That's your command. Okay? We're not going to waver from it. If you just did what I said and you went back and you chose the version of your SP that is perfect for you, that is your perfect person, and you have him right here in your current reality, in your 3D reality, if you believe that version, if that's the version that you selected is here with you right now, then they will contact you on the spot. Within minutes, they will contact you. You're going to put your phone down when you're done, and you're going to go about your day. Because you're going to do what I said right now, give your commands, and you expect them to contact you. Let's go. And we're back. All right. Hopefully, y'all did what the fuck I said to do. You need to get really good at holding that version of your SP. Only the version that we brought back. James. Only hold that version of your SP from this point forward. Okay? It's a whole lot better to hold this version of your SP than it is to hold an asshole version. Yeah? Yes. That's all we have to do. Okay? It's all we have to do. You love this person. It's not okay. It's okay to cry. Now, let's fucking address you, SIBO. I know you're still here, bitch. He just told you that he has a gutter trash because he saved her from his pain a few minutes ago. Okay, so what? Who gives a fuck what he said? I tell you this all the time. Who cares what he said? Okay, what pain? What pain? The man has no pain. The only pain he has is gutter trash. She's one big giant pain in his ass. That's the pain he's experiencing every second of every day that he's with gutter trash. He does nothing but experience pain in his ass. She's nothing but a pain in his ass. Period. The fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, you need to stop the nonsense. All of you guys need to stop the bullshit. Okay? You all need to stop the bullshit of where you listen to what the fuck they're saying. Like, you guys listen to what they're saying, and how many times do I have to tell you that all they're telling you is what you're thinking about? That's it. If you're going to sit there and question where you stand in their life, if you're going to sit there and question if they want to be with you, if they want to fuck with other people, well, guess what? You're going to prove yourself right 1,000% of the time, because all they're doing is confirming what you're thinking about 24/7. So what the fuck are you thinking about? I tell you guys, this is nothing but feedback for you. That's all this is fucking feedback. Okay, that's it. Is if they're telling you something that you don't want to hear, if they're showing up in a way that you don't want them to be, then you need to take one hard look in the fucking mirror. Stop blaming them for everything and start looking at the mirror and yourself and say, where am I going wrong? Because somewhere I'm fucking shit up. Because this isn't the version I'm selecting. This isn't the one that I want. They're telling me something totally fucking different than what I want. So what the fuck? I need to turn this shit around, and I'm going to turn it around now. This is where discipline comes in, and this is where you need to persist. Persist through the tears, persist through the bullshit, persist through what they're fucking telling you, persist through all of that. Stop saying I hope and I wish and if this works. Stop doing that shit. You need to stop doing that now. Instead, you need to put on your fucking crown and not accept shit that you don't like. If you think I'm going to accept shit in my reality that I don't like, I don't fucking think so. Not in my reality and not in yours. No longer do you accept anything that you don't fucking like. They will conform. They don't have a choice. This is not they only have a choice because you're giving them one. You're sitting there asking questions that you don't want to know the answer to. You are sitting there pushing and forcing the 3D, which you can't do. I told you this shit. And yet you're crying at the same time in my fucking DM saying, I fucked up. I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. Why can't you persist and only accept what you want in your reality, not what's showing up now? I tell you, what is showing up now is only based on yesterday's assumptions. So if you would change that shit now and discipline yourself, it's impossible for you to fuck shit up. The only way you're going to mess it up is if you tell yourself you're screwing it up. You're screwing it up. I never told myself that, ever. When things slid backwards, I said, nope, I don't think so. No. Discipline, discipline, discipline. Keep pushing forward, keep pushing forward, keep pushing forward. That's what I told myself. Therefore, everything went quickly. Everything moved fucking forward. Yeah, sometimes things slip back. But I looked at myself, not him. I looked at myself. You all need to look at yourself in the fucking mirror and say, okay, clearly I'm doing something wrong. I'm not persisting and I'm slipping back. That's okay. Course correct, course correct, course correct. over and over and over again. Discipline yourselves. Pull up your big girl panties, your big boy panties, and act like a fucking adult. Act like an adult. When the bad thoughts come up, flip them. Flip them again. Flip them again. Flip them again. I don't give a fuck if you have to flip your thoughts all goddamn day long. Guess what's going to happen? They're going to stop coming up. They're going to stop coming up because you know why they're going to stop coming up? Because you're going to start to see them conform. You're going to start to see movement. And then those thoughts will stop coming up. Because you're going to start seeing shit showing up in your 3D. Circumstances don't matter. It does not matter at all. Stop creating circumstances. Stop justifying their fucking behavior based on what the fuck they told you. Stop doing that. Fuck their behavior. No, I don't give a shit what their past was. I don't give a crap. Are you their exes? No, I don't think so. I'm the perfect girlfriend and he fucking knows that. And he doesn't want anyone but me. Fuck his past. I don't give a shit what I don't care what he's gone through in his past. It has nothing to do with you. So stop letting it control your relationship. Stop letting what he tells you control your thoughts. Stop doing that. You need to grow up, act like an adult, and discipline yourself. Discipline your mind. Stop listening to all the bullshit that comes out the fucking mouth because all they're doing is reflecting you. So you know what? You need to take one hard look in the mirror and you need to ask yourself, do I want it or not? Do I want my new reality? Do I want my SP? Do I want the whole perfect relationship? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, then grow up. Get a grip. And only go after what you want, period. After what you want, not what you don't want. You should only be persisting in what you want, not what you don't want. That is bullshit. Why you keep justifying shit and explaining shit as if it protects your feelings. It does not, because nothing is changing. If you're not seeing movement, it's because you are inconsistent, period. You're lying to yourself. You can't do that. The only thing you should be delusional about is, yeah, we're together, period. And I will accept nothing less. He's conforming, period. And he will conform. You don't need to check shit. What is there to check? They will confirm what the fuck you're thinking about all the damn time. They don't need to, you don't need to check shit. They will automatically start talking to you. They will automatically reach out to you. They will automatically play their part. This is your movie. If you want a different reality, you must change the script. Duh. When you watched the Titanic 4 times, did that fucking movie ever change? No, it didn't. You could predict what was happening. In fact, a lot of you guys can recite the lines from fucking movies because you've seen it so many damn times and the movie stays the same. Only till part fucking 2 comes out that the movie changes. And the only reason that happens is because they changed the fucking script. That's all you have to do is change the script. That's it. That's all she wrote. That's all you have to do is change the script. So do it now. Write a new story now. Do it now. I don't want to see this bullshit. Get a grip. And you're going to get a grip now. You're the star of this movie. So why are you insisting on creating the villain to be your SP? No, 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 no. He's your goddamn Prince Charming. Chandler, you're in a Disney fucking movie. Okay? In a Disney movie. Go get your fucking Prince Charming. That's all he is. He's not the fucking villain. He's your perfect person. So persist in that and go get them. They're waiting at the door, waiting for you to let them in. They're checking their phone 24,000 times a day, waiting for you to give them permission to contact you. When the fuck are you going to give them that permission? When are you going to let them be the leading man in your fucking life? When are you going to let them be the perfect boyfriend, perfect girlfriend, perfect husband, perfect wife for you? When are you going to give them the permission to do that? That's all they need is the permission. But instead, you're giving them the permission to ghost you, block you, not talk to you, and want nothing to do with you. What's wrong with you? Stop doing that. Do you understand? Get a grip, and you're going to get it now. Stop with the bullshit. Stop it. This is what separates the people who get what they want and the people who don't. Because they don't fucking settle. They don't settle. They persist. And they give their perfect boyfriend, you have 1,000% permission to contact me because I love you and I know you love me. So let's get this shit popping. And let's get it popping now. Both of you stop playing the bullshit game. Even tell your SP that. Look, let's stop with the fucking bullshit. You're contacting me right now because I love you, you love me, and you know that I'm the only girl you want to be with. I'm the perfect girlfriend for you, and you know it. That's the attitude you need to have. That's the impatience you need to have. Forcing the 3D, coming off as desperation is not going to work in your favor. Who the fuck does that shit? I'm not going to be desperate for anything, goddammit. No. Put on your crown. You understand? I don't want to see none of this bullshit. Because if you would do this and lock it in, as TikTok likes to say, for 72 hours, your whole fucking reality will change. If you would lock that shit in and say, no, I'm not going to waver. I owe this to myself. Fuck owing it to anybody else but yourself. To discipline yourself and to prove your innate power. You should all be challenging yourself to do that. Like, no. I'm going to prove how powerful I am in my reality. I get what the fuck I want and I get it when I want it. And if I think gutter trash, if I decide the gutter trash has to go, bye, bitch. Bye. That's all. I'm not sitting here going to accept nothing. You think you're going to decide when you text me? I don't fucking think so. I don't think so. You'll do it when I say you're going to do it because you're my perfect boyfriend. And they will automatically do it naturally. Nothing is forced. That's what you guys don't seem to understand. You are not forcing shit. They do it themselves naturally. They naturally start conforming to your perfect boyfriend because that is the version that you will only persist in seeing. Be delusional about it. No, this is my perfect boyfriend. This is my perfect husband, period. Sanchi, did I just waste my breath, bitch? Did I just waste my breath? Huh? Because how the fuck are you going to come back in here and say, how do you stop your SP's boyfriend from causing problems? Bitch, here's what you have to understand. Everybody in your reality only shows up based on your assumptions of them. So what do you want to assume? You want to assume that the boyfriend's best friend causes nothing but problems? That he doesn't like you? That he does not support your relationship? Or do you want to change his ass and say, no, he absolutely loves me. In fact, he cannot stop talking about me to my SP. He's always telling my SP how perfect we are together and how I'm the best thing that ever happened to that man. That's the only way you're going to get him to stop causing problems is to stop viewing him as a problem maker. Leverage everyone as you pushed out. This is why I teach to leverage the law, not conform to it, but to leverage it and say, okay, if I'm selecting the version of everybody in my reality, what do I want to select when it comes to my SP's best friend? Okay, well, that's not who he is. That's not who he is. He's the easiest. My eye is ticking. That's what you guys do to me. See it like this? Like, you know, people go crazy in the movies. That's what I feel like my eyes going through right now. Okay. But that's what you have to understand is if you view him that way, he must be that way. Instead, let me view the boyfriend, let me view my SP's best friend differently because he will conform very fast because you don't have any resistance to this man. You don't care about him one way or another. So because of that, he must conform and show up based on your assumptions very different. Like he's the most supportive best friend in the world when it comes to our relationship. Like in fact, he does nothing but encourage my SP to be with me because we're perfect. And he knows it. That's how you have to see that man and he will conform. Now to the person that keeps asking if he can change someone's sexual orientation. I hope I'm not going to waste my breath on this. And I hope you're still fucking here because you put that shit in here like 50,000 fucking times. Okay, now I can't even find it. But I swear you put it in there. Okay, rare. Addie. Yes, you can manifest them. It's actually funny you brought this up because I was talking to one of my business clients this morning and he mentioned this exact same thing. Yeah, you can. Look at it this way. Look at it this way. A fair amount of lesbians changed their sexual orientation because they were done with men. A lot of people, just because that's by the way, that's an assumption you're making, okay? Just because they're in a relationship with the opposite sex doesn't mean that they're happy in that relationship. It also doesn't mean that they wouldn't pitch for the other team, if you know what I mean. Okay? There's a lot of people like that where they literally have no problem flipping sides. There's a lot of people like that. A fair amount of a lot of lesbians and a lot of gay guys did not start out that way, but they turned out that way. So that doesn't matter, but that's a circumstance. Okay, that is a circumstance. So we don't want to view their sexual orientation. We just want to view them as who they are and who you want them to be for you. And that is it. And whatever has to happen will happen. Nene, it's okay to yell at their picture. Why not? Say it with a little bit of backbone and be like, look, let me tell you what your shit is. Like, it's okay. Leverage being angry. Leverage being angry. Now, don't look at their picture and be like, you have no free will in my reality. You will conform. Like, you don't need to do that shit. But you can literally, I love you, MKD, but you can literally just be like, I'm upset right now. So I'm going to affirm through the anger. And I'm going to look at his picture and affirm to him through the anger. That's okay. Who cares? Who cares? You can do that shit. There's no right or wrong way. Yeah, doodles. I told you I'm going to make a buttload of them. I'm actually going to, the Twitch gen. I'm actually going to make a bunch of these rant videos this weekend. Most likely it'll happen. Probably before the happy hour with my admin mod team. Don't give your power away, bitch. Adele. Don't give your power away to the universe. Because the universe ain't bringing you shit. Okay? The universe ain't bringing you shit. There's that part. Okay? You're the operant power. You decide what comes and what goes. You decide when you get and when you don't get. The universe doesn't decide any of that shit. So, let's go ahead and own your power. Okay? Own your power. And it is not a big deal if you want to sit there and fucking yell at that bitch. You said, yeah, that's right. You're the universe now. I mean, the universe is pretty to look at, but they ain't bringing you shit. How would that even work? How would that even work? Right? The universe is like, you know what? Like I keep saying, like, what is the universe? Like Santa Claus? Where it's like, you know what? You've been really good. So we'll give you your manifestation. But you, on the other hand, nah, I don't think so. I don't think you've been walking with the Lord. So you don't get it. Sorry. Better luck next time. Come back when you're better behaved. Which is why I always love when people want to talk about my energy. But no, I'll introduce myself again. I'm obviously not going to say my name because that's fucking stupid. It's in my thing. But I am your manifestation bestie, where I teach you how to leverage the law of assumption to work in your favor. Because that's what it's about here, bending the law. We don't follow laws around here, except the real ones. Don't go around and think your innate ability is to violate the laws in real life. Be like, no, I'm the operant power to the cops. Could you imagine? Excuse me, I'm the operant power. I will decide if I get a ticket or not. But exactly. They've all been led to believe that you got to follow these rules to the law. No, you don't. No, you don't. Make them. Who decided that shit? You have to remember, who the fuck decided all these laws? People. People. So now we as people can decide something totally different, right? So if you want me to manifest for you, I manifested my SP from no contact, fully live with me in a matter of 4 weeks. I've literally helped people get a text message on the spot on these lives where they'll say, he hasn't texted me. I'm losing my mind. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's texting right now. And 2 seconds later, they get a text. I was actually on a coaching call and she's like, holy shit, he's calling me right now. He never calls me. Of course. So it is Superpower Mind. If you want me to manifest for you, the links are all in the bio, okay? I will manifest for you if you want to hop on a one-on-one coaching call with me where I figure out exactly where you're going wrong so you can get your shit right. Then we do that as well. Also, I have a free WhatsApp community, so go ahead and pop up in there. That's why I have to outsource some of this tech support coaching for new people, not for people that are already in it now. Which, by the way, that's going to be going up because we're going to be doing voice note messaging a lot of, because I'm not a texter, let's be honest. So that is going to be going up to $30 a month. Right now, it's not recurring. Epic fail on my part. But thanks organically, Zen Skincare. But it is going to be going up to $30 a month. It will be recurring, but if you get in before the end of the week, then you'll be locked in at the 20. Okay, so make sure you take advantage of that. We do have a WhatsApp community that is lit. That is going to be moving to a monthly subscription because we're going to be doing monthly challenges. I'm going to be doing Zoom Q&A calls with you guys and happy hours and doing exclusive content for you guys, okay, like rants and all that bullshit and different things like that. So, but if you're in there before it goes to paid, you won't pay for anything, okay? And I'm going to kick you out and make you pay. That's fucking dumb too, okay? Also, if you ever miss a live, I go live every day on TikTok at 10 a.m. Pacific time, but you can always catch the replays on my YouTube channel. While you're over there, subscribe. Go ahead, subscribe. And make sure, because I want to help get my videos out, and watch the Tip Clock lives. They're long as fuck, okay? You can mute the volume. I don't really care. Help me get my watch hours up because I want to help most people. I want to help as many people as possible debunk all the bullshit they've been led to believe in the manifestation community that does not help them but hurts them and confuses them and gives them bullshit lies. So, in my opinion, if you're going to work with anybody, even if it's not myself, just make sure that whoever you choose to work with and help you has actually manifested their SPs back. It is not the same as manifesting money, as business success and weight loss. It isn't the same. Okay? So there's that part. And anyone who wants to sell you some bullshit, click off their stuff. If it doesn't make sense to you, don't buy into what the fuck they're saying. No, thank you. That's right. Laws are meant to be broken around here. Yeah, so Patriot, there's no difference. Everything I talk about is relating to SPs in general. Whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. You know, whether you're straight or not, it doesn't matter. The principles are the same. Okay, so instead of you viewing your perfect girlfriend or perfect boyfriend, you'd be viewing your perfect girlfriend or wife, excuse me, right? And so I did make an explainer video when it comes to this on what you need to do to play your part to help me manifest, because I'll bring them to your door, but you have to let them in and keep them. And I don't mean like the movie Misery, where you chain them to a bed. You're not going a goddamn place. Although I do love that movie. I do love that movie. Some of you are headed that way if you don't get a grip. I'm just letting you know. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, it's no different whether you manifest a woman or a man. It's the same concept, right? In fact, I'll play devil's advocate here a little bit. In fact, I think for you fellas, it may be a little bit easier for you to manifest your wives back and your girlfriends back, because y'all don't get triggered by the same stupid shit women do, right? Women are the one getting triggered by the bullshit versus men don't really care about that type of stuff, right? So because of that, I believe disciplining for you guys becomes a lot easier than women who get triggered over being left on red and stupid bullshit. But it's not difficult. Jennifer, what are you talking about? Your SP's birthday is coming up when? Next month? You know that we're like on March, what, 5th? Right? Is that what day we're on? Yes, the 5th. I had to check. I lose track of the dates. It's fucking March 5th, bitch. What are you talking about? That's a long ass time. But what do you mean and nothing? What do you mean and nothing? Because you saying it's coming up next month and nothing is implying that like you're checking the 3D for confirmation, right? Which I told you 10,000 times now that you don't need to check the 3D for confirmation because the 3D will automatically confirm. It's always confirming. Your reality changes every second of every day. So it's kind of like, look at it this way. Like, does the earth rotate every second of every day? Yeah, it does. Okay. Do you have to check that shit? No. I don't think you guys jump on and like, excuse me, is gravity still a thing? Is the earth still rotating? You don't have to do that. So you don't have to check the 3D for confirmation because the 3D is always confirming. So if it's not confirming what you want it to confirm, that is because you are not persisting in what the fuck I told you need to persist in. I didn't get confirmation of shit until I started persisting. And then little things would happen. But most likely something is happening, but you're discounting it, right? And you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Like I've told you a million times, okay? A million times. I've told you this so many times. All right, baby, I'll take a look at it. Is that you need, yeah, Mar, I do. I've decided I'm done waiting with the bullshit. So I'll bring them to your door, but you have to keep them. Okay? So I made a whole explainer video, so we don't have to necessarily jump on a call for that, but a whole explainer video showing you what you need to do to keep your fucking SP, right? Because I don't want to be spending, if I'm going to travel, I want to travel to weddings. I don't want to travel to go give you guys a fucking beat down. I mean, my bestie might not mind, okay, because she loves to travel and she also loves to give beat downs. So if I have to bring my bestie to rock your fucking world because you screwed the shit up, I'm okay to do that. But let's not do that, okay? Let's not fucking do that. And let's just, here's the thing, get a grip. Okay, how about we just get a grip? Okay. No, actually, I do. The perfectly imperfect me. I love that, by the way. I love your name. No, I don't. I lost over 100 pounds. I started in the manifestation community with weight loss and manifesting your dream body because I lost over 100 pounds in 11 months, no diet, no exercise, right? So that's how I got my start. Then I manifested my SP back. Then I built a 7-figure business in less than 3 years, okay? Then also on top, and that's not this business. It was I'm not a numbers person in the fucking first place, but somehow I fell into being like doing accounting. I don't like it. So got rid of that business, but now I have coached over like thousands of entrepreneurs. I've helped over 82 of them grow their business to 7 figures in a very short amount of time. My quickest success is somebody that went from nothing to 100,000 in 57 days. Okay, so I'm good at it all. Okay, so that's why I will only teach on what I'm good at. Now, if you hit me with some bullshit that I've never even heard of, then no. But most of the stuff I've done myself, or I would never teach on it. I think that's phony and fraudulent to teach on something you haven't done. Which a lot of manifestation coaches, that's what they do. A lot of them love to teach on things because they know it's popular. They know it's popular on, and I've manifested boatloads of money. They think it's popular. They know it's popular on YouTube and TikTok, right? Which is the only reason why I decided to do specific person. is because I know there's a lot of I've been told this by many people, there's a lot of false information on TikTok and YouTube, but they're very popular topics. And so, and I know because I went down that whole fucking rabbit hole myself. And so I didn't want to do that, but then a lot of people started asking me how the fuck I manifested my SP back. And so they were like, you should teach this. I was like, you know what? Why not? Because there's a lot of bullshit out there. And I don't like, just decide. Just decide that you have it. You don't need to affirm, just visualize. Just script. No, I don't think so. Because again, I'll tell you guys that again. You didn't have to do any of that shit to get what you have, did you? I don't think so. I don't think you scripted your breakup, right? I don't think you walked around robotically affirming for your breakup, did you? Yeah, Christina, I did. For the first 8 months, I attempted to manifest my SP back because I went down the whole fucking law of attraction rabbit hole. Because that's usually how people are introduced to manifestation, is law of attraction, right? And so it wasn't until I started looking at my weight loss where I was like, I didn't do none of that shit at all, right? I didn't do any of that shit at all. But I changed my thoughts about things and I told myself something consistently. So I decided law of attraction shit did not work. I spent hours and hours a day, literally hours a day. I didn't even watch TV for months. I didn't even watch TV. It's like my daughter probably thought, what is wrong with my mother? Because I literally would lay on my couch with my earbuds in and I'd play my playlist of 55 techniques. And not one, I don't even know how many techniques. I don't even have the folder anymore. Not one fucking text message came through. Not one, gutter trash was still there. Nothing. Zero. Still a no contact. And so then I decided this is bullshit. This is complete bullshit. There's something that's different. And then I asked myself, did I have to do any of that to manifest my breakup? No, I did not. Who the fuck visualized the breakup? And so I started thinking about things and I realized that I had said it. If he breaks up with me, right? And I was like, no, I said that and it manifested, right? And I started looking back at my life on all the things I overcame. And I was like, oh, hold on, let me flip that thought real quick. Okay. So I started looking at all the things in my life that I had overcame significant odds. And it all boiled down to me refusing to accept what other people were telling me, refusing to accept the circumstances or the proof that they wanted to give me. I didn't accept any of that shit. And so because of that, because I'm stubborn like that, but I learned to make stubborn work for me. So because of that, I overcame everything. And so so I decided to give that a whirl. I didn't know what robotic affirming was. Right? Like I didn't lose weight. I didn't lose weight by robotically affirming. I didn't. But I started telling myself something different. Right? And so that's where I found out. So then I refined while I was manifesting my SP back, I refined the process and realized where everybody's fucking shit up. So that's why I'm here to teach you how to simplify shit for you, to simplify everything for you, to be like, no. You don't need to work on self-concept. You don't need to do all these fucking theta waves and all this bullshit out there unless it helps you, unless that helps you for a different purpose, right? You don't need to script. You don't need to do the 55 by 5. You don't need to do any of that shit. So since I started teaching it, people are getting movement with their SPs, right? Plus there's no free community out there. Everything is all like, pay me $50 a month per month or I'm going to kick your ass out. And all they're doing is monthly challenges. There's nobody actually talking to you, talking with you. They're talking to you, right? Because I've seen that a lot. Join my Patreon, join this, join that. But all they're doing is talking to you, not with you, right? So you'll ask a question and they'll answer it in a fucking video. Okay, there's no personal touch there. There's no personality there. And no one to tell you if you're doing shit right or wrong. So instead, and then they're selling you $2,000 courses and shit. Like, what the fuck you need a course for to manifest your SP back? What the hell's in that course? Other than repetition, right? It's all bullshit. And they're like, if you're in no contact, you need this course. There's a module for this. And if you're in contact, there's a module for that. What the fuck are they talking about? Like, it's stupid. It's stupid. And just live in the end. That's also stupid trash advice too, right? A lot of this is trash ass advice. And so because of that, I came from a different perspective, and I don't like the bullshit. Yeah, or $5,000 for coaching. It's fucking stupid. I have hopped on so many people. That's right, Shanae. He's busy signing papers. He's busy getting served. Whatever he's got to do. But that's literally, I mean, I've seen so many people been taken for a ride to the point where we had somebody alive that spent over $10,000 on coaching just to be told that, just to not have her shit. It's fucking stupid. For 2 years. And that shit is stupid. So since I started teaching what I'm teaching, my way, a way that works, because I've done it, the amount of testimonials I have from people getting back with their SPs, getting massive movement, is neck to neck to people who've been doing this shit for years. So if I figure, why not help people get the love back in their life? Why not? I think there's so much more. I know what it felt like. I know what it felt like to get my SP back, my perfect boyfriend back. I knew what that felt like. And I also knew what it felt like to be heartbroken and to feel hopeless and to want to do all these things to get help. I also know what that's like. So I was like, no. I'm not going to sit there and charge. Although I'll tell you, everyone tells me the opposite. But I have to figure out a way to streamline it because I won't do that to you. Is where, you start at something, then you're like, it's now $5,000. It's a premium service. Huh? I'm not going to do that. Because how can I help a bunch of people manifest their SPs back if I'm $5,000? I'm not going to do that. So I'd rather figure out group coaching programs maybe, or things like that to help streamline things, to help even more people, but I won't raise my prices. Yeah, my COO, he doesn't like that, but it's who I am. Because it's my business. I can do what I want. And if that means that I have to not charge an arm and a leg, but I can help so many freaking people get their SPs back, well, then I'm doing good work. And I can live with that. So, and that's the thing. I sleep very well at night. A lot of these other coaches, on the other hand, how the fuck they sleep well at night, I don't know. But I sleep very well at night. If I gotta come, hey, literally, like I have other things to do on the weekend, but I don't. I come and hang out with you guys for like 3 to 4 hours. Go ahead, ask your question, Charlize. That's what we're here for. If I have to sit here with you guys for 3 to 4 hours to keep you fucking in check on the weekends to make sure you're focused, well then, you know what? Then that's exactly what I'm going to do. So, and my boyfriend knows this about me. He already knows this. He's like, you going live today? I'm like, I am. He's like, okay, have a good life, have a good life. I'm like, thank you very much. He just knows that, which is why he's trying to plan his weekend schedule around when he knows that I'm going to go live, or when I do my happy hour with my admins, because we just started that last week. So he's like, exactly what day is that? So therefore he can plan his schedule around. Flashy, take that as a sign. Take that as a sign. Okay? Everything should be a sign for you. That it's like, I woke up from a dead sleep thinking he was here saying, I love you. So in my experience, the reason that happens is because, well, I won't say my experience. This is what I would tell myself 1,000,000%. So the reason that happens, there's probably some science behind this, is because he also was dreaming about you at the same time. Okay? So both of you were having the same dreams, not the same dream, or it could be, but both of you he was dreaming, you were in his dream and he was in yours, which is why you woke up from a dead ass sleep with him on your mind. Okay? Oftentimes it's because think thought transmission, right? If we think thought transmission, right? So if I can look at a picture and tell somebody what to do, and they do it, right? If I know that I control 100% of their thoughts all the time, right? If we know this, then we should also know that every time, which is why I tell you guys that you guys should go to bed saying an affirmation to yourself, right? Like I'll go to bed every night saying, he's so in love with me, he wants to marry me. He's so in love with me, he wants to marry me, and I'll fall asleep. Well, since I only started doing that like 2.5, 3 weeks ago max. He's been in my dreams every night. So again, this is because I only create assumptions that benefit me. Same with you guys. You guys should only be creating assumptions that benefit you. Only what benefits you. Okay? And you have to ask yourself that, like, oh, does that benefit me? Nope, flip it. Right? So instead, if we look at from a logical perspective, thought transmission is real, right? There's nothing that says thought transmission only occurs 9 to 5. Right? Like outside of 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., like, nope, sorry, there's no thought transmission taking place. Right? No, it's 24/7. So if, in my opinion, if you're dreaming about him, then guess what he's dreaming about? I bet you guys never thought about that, did you? I know you didn't. I'll take the credit for that one. But he's also dreaming about you, which is why, because this is thought transmission, he's in your thoughts. Your subconscious mind is the one that these dreams are coming from. Okay? Because your conscious mind is asleep with you. Your subconscious mind is what's wide awake. Okay? So if you're dreaming, if he's in your dreams through thought transmission, through the way it works, then that means that he is also dreaming about you. Mic drop. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind and be like, that's right, bitch, I'm in your dreams because you cannot stop thinking about me. Which I want you guys to start telling yourself, splitting up your signs, right? Like he thinks that, like he cannot stop thinking about me. That's great. Like he's thinking about me right now. That's fantastic. But that doesn't encourage movement, right? So half of your signs that you guys have, like every time I see a bird, like literally, you don't even have to tell yourself this. Just every time you see a bird, look at the bird and be like, he's contacting me right now. He is literally contacting me right now, especially if you're in no contact. In my opinion, every time you look at a bird, look at him. He's contacting me right now. He's literally because it keeps you in focus and you're telling yourself that consistently and it will happen. It will happen. I 1,000% believe that all my signs manifested. I've manifested so much, but I have a hard time with one thing, getting my SP to call me his girlfriend. Okay, Charlize. Oh, Charlize, this is an easy fix, bitch. Feel free to Venmo me a tip. Just kidding. But this is an easy fix. Okay, so all you have to do is all you have to do is assume relationship. That's all you have to do. You don't have to talk to him about it. You don't have to do none of that. You don't need to ever talk about being in a relationship with SP. Just start assuming relationship, especially if you're talking all the time, you're spending time together, like everything you're doing is like a relationship. Just start assuming you're in a relationship. Again, thought transmission, right? They can only think the thoughts that you assume they're thinking, right? Everyone is you pushed out. So if you leverage this, you say, okay, so if that's the case, then the second I assume we're in a relationship, guess what he must also assume? Relationship. So he'll never mention this. Like, you're not going to get a relationship proposal, right? None of that. But what you'll notice is he will start talking about your relationship, like as if you've always been in one. He'll start talking about your relationship. He'll start introducing yourself. He'll start introducing you to his friends, family, different people as his girl. Okay. He'll start talking to you about conversations he's had with people. Cause this is exactly what happened to me. He'll start talking in conversations with people and referring to you as his girl. Never a discussion. But the minute one person has to assume relationship and the other one automatically must assume the same. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do is tell yourself, we're in a relationship. That's literally all you have to do in your mind. And he will start to confirm that. He will confirm that instantly. Like quickly, very quickly. And you'll be like, all of a sudden, well, you might be confused, but for me, I was like, that's right. Because I never brought it up. I've never brought it up. I didn't have to. because everything we were doing was relationship. So that's the label I gave it. And therefore he did too. No discussion needed, girl. All takes place here. Everything takes place here, not here. Okay, you'll never have to talk about anything to him. You want him to live with you. You want to get married. You don't need to talk to him about shit. In here, oh, he wants to marry me. He absolutely wants to marry me right now, right? And he will start to talk about your future together. He will start to talk about all these things, and that's where you guys have to remember that is that they did all this when you were in a relationship with them, did they not? Did they not tell you they loved you? Well, at that time, were you questioning if they loved you? No. Therefore, they started telling you they loved you, right? And they started talking about your future together because you saw this relationship going somewhere, right? No one, like, let's be honest, no one gets in a relationship expecting a breakup, right? Most people get in a relationship because it's leading to marriage, right? You want a future with this person. That's why you're dating them in the first place. Unless you're like 18, right? Because then it's like flavor of the week. At least that's how it was with me. But as an adult, that's not why you get in a relationship. You want marriage. You want to see it going somewhere. So when you guys were in a relationship, that's exactly what you saw. You didn't question that stupid shit. You saw this going somewhere. You saw yourself having a future with this person. Therefore, he reflected that shit back to you. He started talking about your future. He started making plans for your future. He started saying he loved you because that's how you felt that's what you thought he felt about you because that's what his actions were showing. So he pushed that shit out and then he pushed it out some more. Then he pushed it out some more. Well, then in the steep of your relationship, you changed all that shit. And then he started reflecting the complete opposite, which is why a lot of you guys will get confused and I don't get it. How did he go from talking about our future, all of these things, to now being like, no, I've changed that, actually. I don't want to commit. I don't want any of that, actually. I think we should just take a step back. And you're like, how are we headed? Because you changed that. And they reflected it. You started questioning shit. You guys can't be questioning the things. Right, you knew one day you'd be married, and they reflect that shit. Until you hit a rough patch in your relationship, and now you're questioning if any of that shit is true anymore. And now here we are. So let's not do that. Okay, let's not do that anymore. And let's regroup and let's refocus and let's focus on what you want. Only what you want from this point forward. Only what you want. Only what you want. Only what you want. Is that what I want? No. So focus on what I want. I read a text. Is that what I want? No. What I want, what I want. Thanks, Bridget, girl. What I want, what I want, what I want, what I deserve. You guys should not have, this should not be too difficult because they were that person, period. Okay, they were that person for you. At some point in time, they told you everything you wanted to hear. They checked all the boxes. They told you everything you wanted to fucking hear. Until you decided to change that shit. And then they had to now change that too. Which is why oftentimes when they're breaking up with you, a lot of things that they're saying make zero sense to you. Where you're like, where is this coming from? Like, what are you talking about? Right? Like they'll start to nitpick at shit. Like, what do you like? And a lot of times they'll actually say that, like, I don't know why I feel this way. They'll literally communicate that to you, or like, I'm super, like, I need to take a step back because I'm really confused right now. That's because you're fucking confused. You're not sure. So therefore, they reflect that right out to you. That's all it is. But you guys will listen to what they fucking say? Yeah, first of all, Adele, no. I need you to stop focusing on no contact. Okay? We're going to stop focusing on no contact. Fuck no contact. What are you talking about? Fuck no contact. Okay? No more no contact. Do not even acknowledge that shit. Like, no. He thinks about me all day, every day. All he can think about is being with me. In fact, he's contacting me right now. He's literally contacting me right now. That's what you need to tell yourself. Fuck no contact, because if he's going to contact you, obviously he has to break no contact. Don't breathe life into no contact anymore. If you breathe life into no contact anymore, if you breathe life into no contact, he literally can't contact you because you're in no contact. And no contact means no contact. So stop acknowledging. I didn't even know that was a fucking term. See, this is why I don't consume shit on the internet. I just knew we weren't talking about it. I just knew we weren't talking. I wasn't like, we're in no contact. Like, he's an avoidance. Like, some of the shit you guys say kill me. I didn't even know that was a fucking term. He wasn't excited to move in with me after I got worried that he wasn't. Absolutely, Amanda. Absolutely. That's how it works. That is literally how it works. I tell you guys these things because I want you guys to understand. I need it to make sense to you, because the minute, like, this is what people don't do, which is why I go live here every day, because I need those knobs in your head to click, right? Where you're like, oh shit, I caused the breakup. Oh my God, I thought this way and he fucking said that shit. Oh my God, like, be honest. I'm like, just be honest with yourselves. And because if you do that, you'll start to see exactly what Amanda just saw. Like, oh shit, I questioned that, and boom, pushed out. He reflected that. Like, oh my God, I did that too, and he did that. And now it makes sense. So now that it makes sense, now you're like, oh shit, okay, so all I gotta do is the opposite. So I just have to discipline my mind and expect the best instead of expecting the worst. And he must push that out just like he pushed out the other shit that I was questioning. So I don't need to question shit anymore. He says he's moving in, and he says he's moving. Great. Yeah, I'm super excited. He's totally moving in. He's super excited. And no way from that. And I don't care if you got to tell yourself that until that motherfucker moves his happy ass in. Well, that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Whatever needs to happen for that to happen. Because when you do that, when you guys see this, you will, yeah, well, perfectly imperfect me. If you join me tomorrow, where I got to make a whole video. I got to make a video about this. I'll make a video. But if you join me tomorrow, you will find out that no one broke you up except for you. It'll make perfect sense when I break it down to you. Okay? It'll make perfect sense. Okay? Because at the end of the day, people can say whatever they fucking want to say and whatever they want to do, but you aligned your thoughts with what was going on, and it pushed out. Okay? You allowed whatever was going on in Facebook land to get to your thoughts, to taint your thoughts. And therefore, it pushed out. When if you would have disciplined your thoughts about it and you would have told a different story, that also would have pushed out. All right? Anyway, I got to get ready for this coaching call, my loves. So, and my boyfriend is calling me. So I have to get ready for this coaching call. So I love you. If you are interested in helping me, if you want me to manifest for you, or you want to jump on a one-on-one coaching call to figure out what happened so you can get your shit right and tight and tell a different story and create and have a very clean and simple plan that you can follow, you're good to go. All right, guys? I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.